Hello, we're live. Welcome to Man Cave.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Yes, sorry for the delay. We had some technical difficulties on moi and also shoveling food. But anyway, so we do have the main consortium of longtime man cavers here. So we have up in the corner we have. And I'm not doing the weather. I don't care. Up in the corner we got Lee, who's illuminated from behind, which is a good sign.
Yep.
And yeah, and then we have Garvo with the the den of who knows. We're not.
Iniquity.
The,
Iniquity is
yeah,
the word.
yeah. Well, yeah, like with the like UV lights, not invited. Situation. Looks good tonight. I love the running lights are looking good behind you. It's good backdrop. So yeah, we'll go around the horn. Yeah, I was kind of scrambling, getting everything going. Oh wait, I got Pete to join. Okay, sorry. I'm a little modulated. Yeah, besides having to push a lot of buttons all at once, I was having electrical work done in this office. So up before that, I was also plugging everything in. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. So down below we have Pete, the former host of last weekend, who took away last week's man cave. But good work on you. Good on you.
Oh, it's fun.
Because,
It was good.
I did.
Happy birthday to you, brother.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Happy birthday. I would do a quick rundown of my week. Saw Lee, and therefore he said it went well. And anyways, I'll let you guys kick off. Yeah, that's my week. Yeah, go around the horn. Let's just open the floor, whatever. So,
Well, I think the star turn should go to Pete because his weekend.
Hey, it's your birthday, mate. Definitely.
I mean, every the other trio were all on that festivities, which it sounded fantastic, but I wasn't there, so I want to hear about it as well as
just chronological more than anything else.
Yeah.
So let's start.
Yeah. Let's break it down. Which, by the way, I didn't get a report for a few days, and I thought, oh my God, there was a deck fire that day. It consumed them all. Like it is that flammable. So then I asked for a link. I asked for a link to the fire that took everyone out. But all right. But anyways, you do it because I wasn't there. You guys know. All right.
Oh no,
I can wait for the.
Yeah, I was really glad that deck actually didn't catch fire. To be fair, in terms of a hole, but nothing more. So that was really positive. But yeah, I found out loads of really cool things about the trailer ride that I didn't know before. So I didn't know that Daniel deliberately caused a crash. Do you remember? We had that little bump.
Oh, the crash, yeah. I remember the crash. Yeah.
And he cut in.
Do we have the context that everyone went up to Pete's because there's some farcical tractor thing that probably has it probably has a reason to exist, but that reason is drinking and good laughs. But that's the context. Everyone was up at Pete's, so
yeah. Well, it was great fun, and I really enjoyed hosting you. It was lovely, and I love our little community is fab. I don't think we've gone past 1972, really. I think with most of the regulations that we have, and the fact that the mayor was there when we were. Have a drink, drive an incredibly big machine, and generally it was fab. My favourite bit of the whole afternoon was. Do you remember?
I'm saying as long as 1972, you were off the gold. Yeah, you were off the gold standard, and then so yeah, it's you're free to go.
Yeah, well, Spencer, I think the scaffolding we were really close. Did you see, Garvo, that bit of scaffolding on the wall when we were getting through zebras?
We actually clipped it. It wasn't scaffolding. It was a traffic sign, a post. We actually
yeah, but there was
moved it out of the way.
There was scaffolding on the left-hand side. We were like fucking really close. We were millimeters from hitting that. And Spencer did like a death roll on the floor because he obviously thought we'd hit it. And no, that was just brilliant. But I love the beers as well. I mean, having a rideable kind of, I think that must have been a sprayer or something, a muck spreader or something.
It was a seed sprayer.
Yeah, that's it. A seed sprayer full that you could rise up and grab your beers out of was just fucking genius. And generally I think they did a really good job this year. But you missed your meal, Lee. That was it.
All right,
Going around.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised Linda survived the whole day, to be honest. That was my only surprise. That Linda managed to survive that fucking nightmare.
Okay. Before you guys continue, I have a quick question. Do you want to tell us the history of 1972 and why you think that? Because I need to go finish eating and have a cigarette. But
okay, you go finish eating.
Because I'm still starving. But I do want to hear this. But maybe I'll listen to my answer. No, you guys carry on. If anyone's clamoring in chat to get let in, I'll be back in like 10 minutes. Okay.
Oh, lovely. No, it's
I want to hear it, but I was in the middle of and then okay.
Oh, lovely. Oh, I can hear a cat.
It's Nate. He's hungry. He's getting really gobby lately, this cat.
It's like your cat, Gary.
Yeah.
God, it's like the birds. Honestly, I remember going out there and seeing those like 50 cats lined up for food with like half an ear and tails missing and God knows what else. Is it still as bad? Have you got like the cat calling?
No, actually, there's not seem to be so many. When I go to the bin, it's just usually my two that follow me. Once you can't take the bin out of a cat or a cat out of a bin, they do once for all. But now there's many as we do.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow! No, it's lovely having you guys down, and I really enjoyed it. And Lee, the chainsaw attachment I've got to that fucking tool is wicked, mate. Honestly, you have to give it a go. It's fucking amazing. So, because it's got a big attachment on it, the fact you can get massive logs off like a high bit without having to fall and injure yourself like other people is bloody brilliant. Honestly, it's really good. So, I'm well impressed with it. But I find that a lot less intimidating than a chainsaw on a pole. It's always just such a good idea. I think definitely, it's fab. What could go wrong?
What could go wrong with you with a chainsaw? What could go on Kate Bleach?
I'll tell you what, I loved it.
If you're not watching this, it's cancelling your insurance right now.
I'm sure I wouldn't be surprised if he did already, given how much we claimed this year. But yeah, they had a guy in where we used to live in London where this was awful. My mate did an interview with him just after it happened, where he was hedge trimming. His wife came up the ladder to give him a cup of tea, and he decapitated her completely. Just took her head clean off. I think it was completely clean, wasn't it, Di? Yeah. And it kind of just rolled off and bounced. And he had to do an interview after that. But that chainsaw on a pole
with a hedge trimmer.
Yeah, it was with a hedge trimmer, wasn't it?
He decapitated with a hedge trimmer.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. It must have been quite a powerful hedge trimmer, but it was a hedge trimmer.
I've caught my legs on a couple of occasions with hedge trimmers. It's never been like losing a leg. It's more like a barbed wire
hedge trimmer as they sold back then. He could have done it on purpose. I think it was purely an accident, which makes it much more tragic, really, to be honest.
No, I sent you a podcast from your old neighbourhood. There's a bit of an issue with decapitation in your neighbourhood, isn't there?
That was from like fucking 1870s. That wasn't it?
It happens all the time, by the sounds of it.
Oh, it does. I mean, a good decapitation. I don't know. There is something to be said for a good decapitation. I think it's quite good. I mean, it reminds you, Garvo. Do you remember those dolls? You remember those dolls in the 70s that good little girls used to have to practice on hair, and how they used to look in a room at night? They looked like a decapitated head, didn't they? They looked like a
decapitated head. He's still got one.
Has he got one as well?
Yeah, he's got one.
Man, honestly,
it's terrifying.
They're just designed to freak you out at night, I reckon, definitely. It's like having Robert Mugabe as a neighbour or something, isn't it? You've just think, what's going to happen next? I don't know. Oh, man. Yeah. But anyway, it was lovely. I really enjoyed it. I loved the fact that we broke about 20 laws before lunchtime.
Oh, it's more than that.
It was well more than that. We were counting. We were counting the laws we were breaking as we were doing them.
And I just love the fact you were next to the mayor the whole time and she was barring at the sheep and stuff. That is just awesome, man. Honestly, it was just lovely. It was really nice. Everyone there I've worked with at some stage during like the festivals and stuff, and they're just a brilliant bunch. But I'm really fucked off that I've got to move 70 fucking 4.8 meter planks and ask Daniel to help me. I'm going to be so fucked. Even doing the burn this morning, I kind of screwed my back, but doing those
planks. What are the planks for?
For my deck and sauna, and the bit that I'm building out the back, and they got delivered to my mate instead. And he was going to use,
he's a nice guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, that was Spencer. So he's all right, but I just need to fucking get him moved, and it's annoying that our mate's truck, which could have just picked him up because he's got a crane on the back, right? It could have just picked him up and pop it in. It's 4.5 meters long, so I can't use his. So we've got to manually do it on the back of a fucking tractor trailer. So all of the ones we had, they're all over fucking 5 meters. All the ones that we were all fucking stacked on. So I'm gonna have to do that.
Yeah.
Which just means unnecessary grunt, which I fucking hate doing. If I planned it better, it would have been slightly easier. So I hate any fucking unnecessary work. So man, that was shit. But other than that, it was great. Thanks again for coming, guys. It was a really awesome Sunday. I really enjoyed that. Hopefully it lived up to your expectations. So it was fab. Was it better, Gary, than last year's?
Well, actually getting out there on the tractors is probably one of the highlights in it, because it's something unlike anything else really, that you're going to, mobile bar, and then when your drinks start to run dry, somebody totters up by the side and lifts the bucket up and gives you some more.
It's just fucking awesome. I loved all the little stuff there for the kids, like the little mini tractors and stuff, and the amount. I was thinking of how expensive all the shit was that was in there. There's a lot of kit. Do you know what I mean? It's not like small stuff, and you're still willing to have a deliberate crash, even though you could completely destroy a load of expensive stuff on the back of your tractor. I love all that sort of stuff. That's just awesome. So
I enjoyed looking in people's gardens and having a very different view. Having a very different view of the countryside.
Yeah.
Because when Pete was dragging me around, I didn't see anything. It was all a blur. So going around on a tractor, I got to saw trees, I got to saw different meadows, different sorts of grasses.
And the fucking ham-on factory that I didn't even realise was there. Where was that fucking hiding? Jesus Christ, that was quite a big place. Fuck me. It's weird, honestly. Sometimes you really don't know what's next year. I didn't realise there was many cherries.
You're really breaking up, guys. I can't. You sound robotic.
I can hear him.
Yeah, I can hear me. It's your problem, Lee. It's living in Lisbon, you see. If you had decent, if there weren't all those other people trying to get online at the same time, that's what it is. And maybe you just shut down the porn. That's what I'd do.
That's what it is. He's got too many porn sites open at the same time.
It's Ghost of Lee. I reckon this is what we can do.
That is a proper murder poster shot. That ain't. Look at that one.
I like the rosy cheeks.
That's fucking awesome. That is. That's like he's done at least 12 people this week.
He does look quite funny. But how's your birthday, mate? More importantly,
I had a splendid birthday. I really did. On the Friday, I went out for a game of pool with the local guys. Had a bit of a laugh, a few beers. Awesome. And then yesterday went up to a nice posh hotel which Linda had booked for us. Done the old pool and the sauna and everything, and the steam room, and this. Then had a really, really beautiful meal. My favourite wild boar, but this time it didn't come with rice and chips. It actually came with chestnuts, aubergines, courgettes, green beans, peppers. Every vegetable you could think of, which was great. But when you eat that many vegetables, and a lot of them are chestnuts, it's bound to have side effects, isn't it?
Chestnuts are bad, man. I remember buying it. thought they were frozen potatoes, right? And I bought a whole load of chestnuts by accident completely, and we used them a bit as potatoes until I realised the laxative effect, which is not. It's quite shocking, really, to be honest. It's quite thunderous. It's not quite on the level of like sugar-free gummy bears, but it's close. I think it's quite a close thing.
Well, this morning when I headed into the ablutions, it was a bit like being at the dog races when they opened the traps.
You don't know which one's going to win, do you? Which
no. But on top of that as well, we their attention to detail was brilliant, because when all I said when I came in, I've come here because it's my birthday. I'm going to have a bit of a day off. Now Linda hadn't told them any more than that, right? And during the meal, she was lovely. A Belgian waitress came over and she brought us a nice couple of glasses of bubbly, and she said, "May I give you a kiss?" I said, "You most certainly can." So we had a couple of smackers, and then finished the meal. And then she brought this little platter over with like a little cake with the candles on it. Even down to the fact they found out, they'd done the research, and Linda didn't tell this, that I was 62. So they must have done the maths on my details and figured out 62. So we had this lovely little, sweet afterwards. She said, "Can I give you a kiss?" And I said, "Oh, yes, please." So I had at least 4 of them. So I was quite a happy man, a happy old man.
That sounds lovely, man. What a brilliant one. Well, you deserve it.
Highly recommend it, because it's a 4-star hotel, but 5-star service. They didn't miss a thing. They were right on it, really right.
Do you know what though? I think the Portuguese are fantastic at that, and I think it's like all the little things when we were even doing the tractor parade, as you said, like thinking of the beer, thinking of all the other things that you wouldn't normally think of taking loads of beers with you on a tractor drive. But I think it's an essential, and I think from now on I will be disappointed if someone doesn't pull up with a trailer full of beer. I think from now on that will be a real disappointment if I go on any tractor parade that doesn't do that. But we were going through the village today, and I met one of the guys. He's really quite important in terms of Zebras in terms of running it, and I was really surprised I didn't see him on it. And he said, I love this, he said, "Oh, my 84-year-old dad wouldn't allow me to go because there's 2 other festas on that day, and I had to go with him." That is fab, and it's just kind of nice. You get into this season now, and there's at least like 3 or 4 a weekend, and what I really like about here is they're still doing a lot more new things. So we've got, not this coming weekend, but the weekend after, we've got like Festival of Lamb, right? I don't know, which is completely new. They haven't done anything lamby before. And we're doing a lamb walk, which will be interesting, and making cheese, and then like a whole load of other activities. And it's just nice that they're building more things up. I really love it. And I love the fact that tractor parade is only 2 years old. And I think it was better this year, even though the one thing they didn't have, and I did wait around for it, I was there until 9:30 that night, and I got bought so many beers, Gary. Honestly, I was wasted, and my back was killing me, so I took some muscle relaxant. I was completely wasted by the end of it. Never realised it was going to be that bad. But what I really, they didn't have the tractor pull, so I was a bit gutted about that. No, but did you see you and Lee made the video? They did a fantastic video with that. You remember when we got back, that guy was racing around doing circles on his tractor. Yeah, so it starts off with that, and then the dirt splashing off it comes in, pulls in some scenes, and one of the last ones is Lee having a beer, but he looks Portuguese because he's got such a red neck and a flat cap. He looks very.
I did get burned, I must admit, because I didn't put any bloody suntan on.
No, I have the same, but Di said yours was really terrible. She said you're like the whole of your arms were really swollen up. It's also burned. Oh, what my friend says, and I love this. The guy who's driving the tractor, Costa or Ricardo, he always we tell him, there was this woman driving, wasn't there, along just not too far away from us. He said, "Tudo Vermelho, she's all red, every bit of her." Right? Honestly, some of the sunburn victims, because people come out here, especially if they're coming on holiday or something, and they stand out in the sun for a day, even for a couple of hours. You know, it was like we were only out for what, 3 hours, 4 hours on the back of the tractor.
That's
And
a long time in the sun. In this sun, it is. Really think about it.
yeah, well, I'm glad they gave us all hats. To be honest, I think that saved a lot of people, because at least with a hat on, you're not going to get the very worst of the sun. But yeah, t-shirts were a bit of a, and it was hot as well, wasn't it? For April, it was absolutely boiling. So no, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. But the sun here that's why I've just got a whole load. Oh yeah, the other day I had a pallet full. I've got 48 meters square of this black decking stuff, right? I will never have to treat it again, Gary. I'll have to. It's a bit of wood that I can just leave and never have to do anything with. Oh, which is so nice, honestly. Poor old Emmanuel treated my wood last year, and he said he's never getting a house with wood on it at all ever again. It was just such a traumatic experience for him. I don't think I'll ever get him back to do it either. It's horrific, honestly. And we have to do that at least once a year. The sun here is just so harsh.
Yeah,
I think
I don't know how the wood survives, because it just goes from, blistering heat, and then you might get perpetual rain for so many months or weeks or whatever, and then it blistering heat again. So it's murderous on wood if you think about it. So
it is, but there's a brilliant treatment you can get from both Aldi and Lidl. But some bastards, well, mainly me when I get the chance, I buy them out as soon as they've got any stock. I buy the entire stock out, and some bastards got there before me this week. I've been to 3 different separate ones, and some fuckers cleaned the entire thing out. Like Thursdays when they replenish it. So I went Thursday afternoon. Some fucker got the whole lot before me, and it's brilliant stuff. It's really good. So I've got 4 tins, but I need about another 6 to finish off the rest of the stuff here. And
you'd have to send me the link for that. So I'm looking for, because I've got to redo the sheds at the little house. So
it's really good. It's basically a plastic coating, and what it does, which is excellent, is how moss grows on wood when it's wet. When you've got that wet season, it means you've got grip all the time. It doesn't allow any moss to grow because it's basically coating the whole surface. And in London, it lasted me 20 years. Out here, I'll be honest, it probably lasted me 2 years, so 2, maybe 3, which is still better than anything else I can get. And I've tried like natural oils and all sorts of stuff. So, and it's cheap. It's a tenner a pot. So tenner for 5 litres is good value for something that works. Yeah. So yeah, so I would definitely recommend it, and I'll send you the link. If you see any, buy some tins for me. so it lasts for ages.
Will do. How about you, Ken? What's your week been like? What shapes your week took?
I'm getting bits and pieces of your weekend, which I've been precariously, but yeah, because so it sounds like good fun, even if some people are blistered, and wood went through a lot apparently this weekend. But mine's just been me trying to get all kinds of bits and pieces together so I can start my thing. But like I said, the reason why we were delayed tonight is because I one of those things that like electrician was suddenly available today, so so the wiring happened, and then it took longer. Fortunately, he stayed. Hold on, I lead, but fortunately he stayed until he was done, because he's great and highly regarded, and it was able to come kind of last minute to do some needed wiring. But he discovered, as whether it's actually a problem or not, they as soon as they pop stuff open, like, oh yeah, this wiring is all wrong. And so what was like a quick 2-hour thing became a project that lasted. But Lee will be proud. I heard him grunting, brought him a beer. He said, I'll come down. Came out of the balcony. We sat around, had a laugh. And then we loaded up his van, down in the car park, and then he came up and had another beer. We had a good laugh, and I set him off. But it was a little after 9, and so then it was me shoveling food in my face and not realizing that, because I also had to, Eric's entering, and not realizing that I had to. Because after he left, because everything was unplugged and pulled away, I had to plug everything back in, which I did before I went and grabbed something to eat. But but then I thought, okay, I
Oh,
can
boy.
save it. I can leave it to the last like 2 minutes, fire it up, and
He was like,
do it. Okay, Eric, you want to try to speak before I you?
I think his signal's a bit squiffy.
Yeah, he's in the UK, so we know how that goes.
UK signal is shit, man. Honestly, fucking hell, it's terrible.
Yeah.
London is just like the worst, but Manchester, I'm sure, is equally.
Okay, well, we'll hear from Eric. I'll tell you, he and the gentleman we refer to on this show is Carlos, with his south of the river accent. Went to Manchester, and we lost Lee again. Okay, all right, but yes, so he's in the UK. I gave him orders to try to crash the euro, so that I could pay for the services that I need, and yeah.
I hope he keeps moving, because if you don't, they'll try to eat him.
Yeah. I mean, I told him do what he can, but just like like if he sees someone in suspenders who's not a peanut skinhead guy, then like he might be a banker, so just like talk with his loud American voice, just to crank it up. And talk about talk about his his
suspenders.
his
I mean, two different variants on that. I mean,
or
suspenders.
No, I put in there, or they could be breakers, or they could be they could be braces, and but whatever, it could be mod, could be a skinhead, could be a peanut. But if it's not, it's a banker from the 1980s, and especially if he's wearing a loud stripe, then
red braces.
Exactly. Then go ahead and talk about how you got a tip that to dump all the euro, at least until Monday, when I have to transfer some money. So okay.
I always wanted to do that, like when you like on a telephone and say,
"Oh yeah,
what? Sell now."
Oh, I had a friend as a joke whenever we were out and about, and we were talking on our self discourse when cells were like were a thing. I always like we'd always end all conversation with like, yeah, okay, check on that boat, and and then just when we end a conversation, instead of saying bye, we'd like, okay, yeah, get back to me, check on that boat, and yeah.
Everybody starts going me places.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're saying sell, it could actually mean that the market's crashing and you can't cover your position. So you're saying quickly get me out of this position as quickly as possible.
I'm not looking to crash everything. I'm just looking for maybe a little dip in the euro, because I have to convert some money to euro. So, and it's down for me enough that it's worth asking Eric to do me a solid. So yeah.
No, I don't know. I think with this crisis at the moment, the fact that the helium, 90% of helium, has been blocked now for weeks, all our semiconductor production basically relies on helium. So I think we're going to all be suffering quite a downturn fairly soon. And it's all good, well and good thinking that you've got reserves, but if someone's willing to pay more, and once the reserves actually stop being shipped, I think we're going to face some real problems.
Yeah. Also, you can only inhale helium for so long before you have to pay out. Yeah. So
no, it's not just that. It's things like MRI scanners. There's so many things that we rely on helium for, and because it's all basically produced in that gas production factory in Qatar. Well, 90% of the world's helium is produced there. It's going to affect, if you think of how reliant we are on semiconductors for so many things now that we wouldn't necessarily have thought of before. It is going to be a really interesting effect. So it's not just going to be petrol; it's going to be everything, and it's going to come in a few weeks, I reckon. So I don't know.
I literally at work, I'm in charge of a few budgets, and one of the budgets that I'm in charge of, believe it or not, is the snack budget. And Diet Coke for a crate of 24 Diet Coke is normally £5.85 plus VAT, so 24 cans. You look on Amazon now, you're looking at anything between £18 to £25 for 24 cans of Diet Coke. It doesn't make sense because even with the sugar tax, which doesn't apply to Diet Coke, a can of like normal Coke, a crate of normal Coke, 24 cans of normal Coke is like a tenner, and Diet Coke has just surpassed it 4 or 5 times. What the fuck? What's going on?
Well, there's going to be loads more because it's used. We use all sorts of gases and stuff from Qatar for things like, well, for example, packing food, packing meats.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Everything. So the question I have for you is, how long can the Orange Man manipulate the situation before the mobile phones start coming out? And the reason I say mobile phones is because mobile phones have been replaced, or pitchforks have been replaced with mobile phones. You know, don't you? If you think about 100 years ago, they'd all be there with their pitchforks. Now it's mobile phones, like taking pictures of shit going on.
So it's a great distraction, though, isn't it? Really, from what's going on, where we should be focusing, and that's the Epstein files. Just have a war. Let's create a bit of smoke somewhere, and bit of distraction.
But it's not just that, Cover. I mean, like fertilizer. There's so many things that we're going to be in real trouble with fairly soon. And I don't know. I think it's interesting times. I think it's quite nice to be in the countryside. I have to admit, with lots of friends with guns and heavy machinery. So, I think that's what
if you're having problems with shortage of gas, just start eating chestnuts. That'll solve it.
Yeah, that's true.
And if you're in the countryside, you've got a shed load of cows, which will give you, and horses, which will give you the fertilizer.
Oh yeah, well, I think you can, melt on a few politicians for fertilizer. So yeah,
that's true. God, all my football team, Chris. Honestly, they've been fertilizer all season. So I think the pitch is extremely green. So
it's funny. It's like as Kent mentioned, like politicians, etc. But if you think about it, the UK have been going crazy because Starmer gave a man a job. I just gave a man a job, and then I sacked another man, literally. And you got another man on the other side of the world who's got 35 or 34 counts of sexual whatever. And literally, they're saying, "Come in, sit down. Here's meet the king. The king's going to come over and meet you guys." And it's fucking bullshit. The world's going to hell in a handcuff. And then,
well, have you seen that? Have you seen what the latest is? Then Trump. I think yesterday he said that he's now looking into the British claims to the Falklands. So I think he's trying to give the go ahead for his mates in Argentina to go for Las Malvinas.
I low key predicted that because I could see Argentina taking another go because Trump already bailed them out, and basically we can invade any country we want at this point because whatever. So make a claim on anything. So yeah.
But then they should remember Taco, shouldn't they, Ken? And we all know what Taco is because he's done it about 12 times in the last 3 weeks. So I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things where people I don't think are taking things quite as seriously.
I mean, Taco is the only thing. It's not just Taco Tuesday anymore. It's the only thing you depend on is chaos. So yeah.
It is mental, I don't know.
But if you look at it right, and this is my own personal point of view, when we're talking about NATO and how it's falling to bits, the Chinese and the Russians must be laughing their socks off because they haven't had to lift a finger to do this. It's all just going spiffingly their way. the destruction of NATO and the,
well, I mean, this is what they've been sowing, behind the scenes for a while. Is disinformation, so that you can't trust anything and everything's fake news. And
but the thing is, NATO's a defensive group anyway, Garvo. So it's not, if someone attacks someone, NATO doesn't join in. NATO only works as if one of its members is being attacked. So therefore, there's no reason for NATO to be involved at all with any of the.
Strange enough, it didn't join us when we were being attacked by the Argentinians, did it? And we're part of NATO. The Americans never came to our aid. Then nobody.
North Atlantic Treaty Organization. We're not.
Where is Iran? Where is Iraq?
That's not all the Americans attacked us in Grenada. I mean,
there you go.
I'm just prepared. I'm just saying that nobody was prepared to fly as many Union Jacks as you were to set off, for the Falcons. So yeah, they just couldn't get the little flags printed enough time to join you.
Did you know that Vulcan that
by the way, that whole thing would that was a different time, but that was such a shit show. It really wasn't.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
It wasn't a need for an entire NATO response. So yeah, it was. Yeah.
Did you know
Prince Andrew was here? Yeah.
But he sweat that night.
That Vulcan that took off to deliver the bomb to the airfield, that was a suicide mission.
Well, actually, it wasn't one. There were three. There was three of them.
Yeah, and literally, they were the one that actually delivered its payload, or the one, or when the payloads were delivered, they were literally running on vapors on the way back.
They were trying to ditch.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting. This island, sailed all the way around the world. And if you remember that, was it the Exocet missiles, those red Exocet missiles, which were being fired? Were the French supplying those to the Argentinians or something?
That was a hell of a long time ago, though. You think about the Falklands. I was watching French and Saunders earlier, right? And I was thinking, fuck me, that was 36 years ago they started doing their stuff.
You were watching it earlier?
I was watching it a little while ago.
I was saying, good on you if you were just watching it. So yeah.
No, well, they had a thing on Bros. Now, do you remember Bros?
Yes,
But they were so.
I owe you nothing.
And the prosthetics they had back then were brilliant. Actually, I have to admit, they both looked very much like Matt and Luke. So it was. So I don't know. That was great, but it did make me realise. But the Falklands is before that. It's 81, wasn't it?
80s, wasn't it?
It would kept Thatcher in power, didn't it? Because otherwise she was going to lose the election. So it was kind of a.
It was like 81 ish. Yeah.
Because we still had
of course I could look it up. Yeah, but
yeah, but all I'm saying is it's a hell of a lot. So it's still a ludicrous scenario. It's not something that any of us could possibly have predicted. What it feels to me like is, Biff was based on Trump, right, in Back to the Future. Yeah, it feels like he got the gambling book, and we're actually living in that parallel universe now.
That is so true. Oh my gosh.
So what happened? Did they invent some sort of future joke? Has he managed to get some sort of winning combination? He knew that The Apprentice would work or something. I don't know.
The world is such a crazy place at the moment. You just can't predict anything. And as much as you think something is completely that's just shit, isn't it? Really, it turns out there's some element of truth in it somewhere. No matter how bizarre, I'm beginning to think the royal family are lizards. That I'm gone that far almost.
I think they'd be probably more civilized if they were. The fact that Andrew was taking prostitutes off to have dinner with the Queen, and we were worried about people breaking in. I mean, what the fuck? It's like he had all that fuss when someone broke in, but actually they could have been invited in if Andrew fancied a shag with them that night. it would have been absolutely
Yeah,
fucking.
it's not new. It's gone on for bloody centuries, isn't it? I mean, the royal families who had bloody this, that, and the other going
I
there.
think we had an unhealthy respect for the Queen, because if you think about how she reacted, say like on Diana's death, yeah, where she had to be bailed out by Blair, essentially. I think we had an unhealthy respect which she didn't deserve, to be honest. I mean, everything that's come out since she's died has not painted her in the best of lights, and the
You
fact
signed the order, mate.
no, go on. You try giving a blowjob to someone while you're snorting coke off their knob in a subway. It's tricky. So I think
One haven't tried, I must admit.
and you say you've lived, Gary. I don't know. Good God.
Yeah,
What is
I mean,
There was scope for improvement, I
I-
suppose.
yeah, no, honestly, Garbo. Yeah.
No,
one of my
maybe-
mates was a pap who actually went down that tunnel after Diana, and they weren't very popular, honestly. After that. It was the weirdest thing in London. I remember, like, I was clubbing, and suddenly all these Japanese people turned up, and I think they just sort of come out in the streets for Diana, because it was really weird. That whole reaction kind of got me. I don't know. What did you think of it, Garvo? It seemed very kind of foreign influenced in terms of.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a very dark shadow on it now, isn't there? Really, we never really got the answer to the question. It was all kind of, oh yeah, let's not talk about that anymore. Let's. She had an accident, and that was it. But I don't know. I mean, if you think the position that she was in, well, that's a wrong thing to say. The position she was in.
Yeah. Are you talking about during the crash or yeah, or in general? Yeah.
And the big question is, was she pregnant? We will never know.
Well, she already had James Hewitt's kid, so I mean, I don't know
Well, that's true. Look how he turned out.
Exactly.
What a pain in the arse he's been, eh?
I know, but he's not bald, so you can tell he's not.
He's getting there. He's getting there. I had a look the other day. It's got a bit threadbare.
No, I don't know. It's very odd, honestly. But there's no one that comes out of it in particular glory, is there? Really, I suppose. Apart Williams seems to do all right. I think on the whole, he's kind of.
It'll all come out in the end. He'll be an absolute bastard. You watch. He's been probably strangling kittens or something like that, or he's something. Like that.
Yeah, there could be something. You're right, but I don't know. I'm glad I'm not in the UK. I have to admit, I'm very glad I'm here, and you know why? I love that. That was really nice to have share with the community and stuff. It was an honour. It's lovely, and it's so nice to be kind of invited. And I love the fact that we were the only Estrangeros and we're all over the fucking publicity for everything now. But I need photos from other people as well. So it's good. It's really cool. And I love being on the shirt. That was fucking fab. And the fact that Lee didn't even fucking notice for 40 minutes.
7 hours, he was like, oh, yeah.
Wait, what Lee did not notice?
We sponsored like
besides the usual.
So yeah, we sponsored these shirts, and
no, I noticed that right away, but I thought you were saying like you somehow reached into his wallet and had him sponsor as well, and he didn't notice for 7 hours when no, I don't know when he was missing a tenor,
Yeah, it was brilliant. It was really good fun. It was a lot of laughs, and Linda did really well, I think, and she was sensible enough to cover up.
Well, because I only saw a picture of the gents, so I didn't know which ladies were there because I always saw a couple of pictures. So.
Well, Linda and Di, they got a step ladder out, didn't they? Every time. It was really sweet, to be honest. All hay bales that were not quite so stable, and it meant that you were involved in everything. You got off at all the right places and stuff. It was really good, really nice.
Well, I think they were just manhandled into the back of the trailer whether they wanted to go or not. They were,
which is great.
In there.
Way to do it. That way you get less dithering. So I think I would strongly encourage it, and I think drink helps with it as well. I think that was the fact that we were well hydrated throughout the journey is always a good thing.
I still like the one-legged tractor driver. I thought that was pretty awesome.
That was fucking awesome.
I'm trying to figure that one out. I just can't do it. How can you drive a tractor with one leg? I mean, it's going to be a bit like the river dance.
You can do anything. Honestly, if you put your mind to it, you can do absolutely anything. One leg is not going to stop him at all. and he hopped on that tractor and just went ahead. I like the 7-year-olds driving. There was loads of people driving tractors, and they were some of them were really big. That 7-year-old was driving a massive tractor. So I love all those sorts of things. It's just awesome. And I think the thing is, as Lee was saying, it's going to encourage people to stay, which is what you want, really. And it's nice to have, given the fact that's new, it's only the second year we've done it. I thought that was just an awesome showing. They did a great job.
So that was only the second year.
Yeah. So we were involved in setting it up on the first year. I was on the festival committee then, and Garvo came last year.
No, I'm saying so. Garvo's he's a lifelong veteran now.
He has everyone.
Yeah,
he hasn't missed a single track fest, and I'm hoping this will continue, Garvo. So,
Garvo, I hope in the future you get an armband. So,
I'm like total sunblock.
I guess besides the armband, sunblock would be more.
Honestly, I cannot remember the last time my arms got sunburnt because I'm quite resistant to the sun, especially like.
Because you're out there moving rocks and potatoes all day long, and
but you're not on the back of a trailer, and the sun here.
And also you start early, take a break, and then
it's giant frying pan if you think about it, and it's like.
The other thing that does it is we're a reasonable.
I'm calling a lead to see if I can sort them out. You can't get online. So.
What's the matter? Come on, get it together. Get it together, Lee. For Christ's
sake. We're
sake.
About 1,000 feet, Garvo, right? But if you're up in the Estrella and you're a couple of thousand feet higher, it's so easy to burn, and it's easy enough to burn where we are. But I think maybe you have more shade where you are, to be honest, because there's more forest, right? So you essentially get slightly more shade than we do. But I don't think being on the back of a trailer is a different thing. so I think you haven't got any shade at all throughout any of the journey.
Well, does metal absorb heat? So you're in a giant frying pan, really, aren't you?
Oh, well, it's great though, because you've got plenty of beer to keep you occupied and lots of laughs. I haven't laughed.
Actually, for one moment there, I thought my arse had a stroke because I was like hanging off the edge of the bale. It was like,
oh, fucking hell, man. Some of those pumps. There were so many of us in the back of that. I like the fact that they had a couch, but having a couch looked more painful because it got so hot that literally looked like you just sear yourself into the couch, is what I reckon.
Yeah. And then there were people who, not going to give any names out, were wearing the famous leatherette trousers on that couch as well. It must have been about 10 gallons. 10 gallons.
That is smash. I love that. I love Sal for that. And I love the way she barred at the sheep. I just thought that was genius. I wish I'd thought of that, to be honest. So fucking brilliant. Really good. And I just loved it. So thanks a lot for coming. It was awesome. I really enjoyed it. That was a smashing way to finish the weekend. It was really good. Oh, I just wish I didn't have to move these planks. Why do I set things up for myself, Gary? Why do I build anything?
I ask myself this constantly. Because, what was I doing? Was it yesterday? The day before that, I had to put a new water tank on the wall, and this is like a 80-litre water tank. And there I am, trying to rest it up on the wall like some tosser. I am, pulling muscles and retching this all over the place. I think, come on, guys, grow up, will you? Know your age.
Oh, I don't know. It's nice, isn't it? That's the thing, is at the end of the day, it's kind of nice to build it yourself and you feel better because it's done properly. So that's the way I figure it. Mind you, I am still swearing that I should have got the carpenter back to do this. So I still think I'm crazy not to get him, but I don't think it's had much call for saunas. So although I met a load of Eastern Europeans when I was at the wood shop and they bought a load, but this wood, it's so good, Gary. Honestly, it's just, how wood yards around here, I hate to say it, but they always give you the shit stuff at the end. They'll give them
greenwood, isn't it? Most of the time, greenwood, so it just moves. You can watch it move as you've taken it home.
So this is it's pine, but it's from Sweden, and it's all absolutely straight, kiln dried, straight from their suppliers in Porto, and. I reckon he can deliver it to me. I'm really fucking gutted he got it delivered to my mate's farm just because I've got to chuck loads of it. But it's really light. So, and 4.8 meters is nice. It's a nice size, so you're not going to have any
big plank.
Really big plank. That's good. Yeah. Fucking 70 of them I've got to move, man.
That's a lot. That's a lot. You're going to have arms like a gibbon after that.
Oh, I'm just going to kill. My back's just going to be dead. I'm going to have to be on a lot.
Before I forget, right, I have to raise a toast. We have another eulogy to add here.
Oh God, yeah, definitely. Oh.
Yeah, my favorite lady in the little town where I live, Philomena, who is a source of my constant joy and fun, passed away. Has left us. So Philomena, I know you want to drink her, but you know what a lovely lady. It was a pleasure to know you.
Yeah.
Right. Here's their.
Here's
Garb, I was hoping to get Lee back on.
I have to add another.
No. You know, I would say before that because Lee had me write down a note to ask you next time. Ask, is Ron the Texan? Is he still dead? So
Ron is definitely very dead. I'm going
I know because that's our.
I'm going to his appreciation.
That is a tradition of like.
I think we should also raise a toast to Alfie because she died.
Yeah, that's why. But by the way, this is just like Lee had me write it down to ask next time. So yeah,
I did like her as a dog.
I did that. Yeah. Elfie really likes some people a lot. So yeah, Mad Dave was crazy. I was over there at the same time he was, and Elfie would not like that like she chose him. Yeah. So like he was. Yeah, she was all nuzzled in him. So yeah.
That's the only downside of having a dog. You know, sooner or later you're going to have to say goodbye, unless they, you snuff it.
Well, yeah, but especially the really big ones that are like special breed kind of thing like that aren't bred for longevity. It's it's like that, like because we were all on the air when Andrew got Elfie. So yeah, this show outlived that poor beautiful creature. So yeah.
I came here with one. She was an old Staffordshire Bull Terrier, Sally, and she was in pretty bad health when she came. But I like to think that when she came, it gave her a few more years because she kind of perked up a little bit and enjoyed the last few years of her life. So she had a good life. But the other one was my brother's dog, Ronnie. Citron his name was, and he was a French bulldog. I've met some funny dogs in my time, but this dog used to make me laugh so much because he was so clumsy. I think mainly because the front end was slower than the back end. So when he used to run, the front end would kind of go, but the back end would come round like a bit of a skid. And he jumped in the pool once because he decided he wanted to swim. Now, if you actually own a French bulldog, I strongly advise do not let them swim because they're top heavy. And the only place he was swimming was down to the plug hole at the bottom.
Yeah.
Loads. In terms of vet fees, I think they're one of the most expensive dogs because in terms of their breeding, their spines are mainly fucked because of the way they're bred, and they've got loads of other kind of issues. So they can be a real nightmare in terms of vet fees, but they are quite fun. They're quite fun dogs. I think pugs are the same, and the same with like vets fees with I love like Carl's little dog, that little Dachshund. They're lovely dogs, but they've all got back issues. Do you know what I mean? So one leap off the sofa, and in the UK, maybe not in Portugal, but in the UK, you're looking at like 20 grand. So,
I would say it's only going to get cuter when you put wheels on the back. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know what the vet bills are like in the US, but as you say, the UK vet bills are hundreds, thousands. Pretty reasonable.
Okay. I know. I'm just saying, as we're aware, my cat is just approaching 18, and he's at the vet multiple times a week, and that's why Lee joked about getting a group rate when he had to put Elfie down because. But he keeps surviving. But it like the U.S. as everyone knows what healthcare is for that. But the vet fees. So like even though it's like it keeps like adding up, it is like such the idea that I could just like just plop down for it and not have to
Yeah.
make a hard decision whether he needs heart medicine. It's not like it's like it's yeah, like, oh, 20 euros. Yeah, let's do that.
Let's
Versus
just give him
like,
another chance.
versus
Yeah, maybe even
300
look-
versus 300. I'm like, well, how hard is that pill to make? So yeah.
Dice
Yeah.
cat. 32
Can I buy the raw ingredients to make that pill? Yeah.
They spent just on it, fell off the fucking tree, didn't it? And they spent 32 grand putting implants, and so it had like titanium and shit in it. How many fucking cats could you get? One of the people we knew in Richmond, they left, I think, what was it, 17 properties, and it was over 500 million pounds to fucking cats that like weed themselves a little when the doorbell went, or dogs that have a slight dribbling problem or something. Just fucking, I honestly, sometimes it is beyond me what we do. Some pets, but yeah, that is still mad.
Yeah. Well, speaking of mad, the Wyoming Helmsley, the weird, wicked New York hotel weirdo, whatever. Like she left her entire empire to her dog. So yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
So, I'm sure at that point the vet bills were no longer paid because whoever's the executor of the estate. So yeah, that wasn't specified in the will. Yeah. So yeah.
As you pointed out earlier, we don't say, little Tommy's been a bit ill recently. He's had a bit of a knee problem. Well, you could get him fixed at the hospital, or we could just inject him now and you'll save yourself a few £1,000s. We do
I tried flushing him down the bog, but he got stuck in the U-bend.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's a weird one. Absolutely.
Our vet's here, right? She's the right character. She's actually Spanish. She's from the Basque region, right? And she's very reasonable. But when you go down to see, you have to be prepared to have a good chat, maybe for at least the very, very least 45 minutes of a chat. Now, if you did that in the UK, that 45-minute chat would be running into hundreds. It's still the same,
yeah.
Whatever, She just wants to chat, so. And she loves Linda. Her and Linda are like, what, like that?
It's the most depressing job in the world. You join to kind of help animals, and you spend your entire life putting down fucking loads and loads of animals the whole time. I think it's got the highest suicide rate. Dentistry is quite close. I mean, like stinky mouths, but I think it's kind of, it's one of those ones where it's just depressing as hell. It's like, you're very likely to die of suicide being a vet. It's one of those really.
Another one, dentistry here. How cheap is that?
Oh, so good. And the vet's bills and the dentist bills are fantastic because of
the. I mean, that's the thing. We were like, oh yeah, like these, like, oh, that must be adding up. Like, it's like obviously we have a price because like ultimately his problem is probably neurological. So like. We're not touching his brain. We're not doing because that's expensive. But if it's a pill for blood pressure, yeah, we'll do it. But like anything crazy. But because he's almost 18. But yeah, it's like even having to go to the vet once is like more than he's racked up with the last 10 trips he's had to go for regular checkups. So because now he has some sort of skin infection. So but I'm just saying he's old, so he's gonna pick up things along the way. So yeah.
So how did he handle the transition from the States to here? Do you think he's better off? He's a bit more of a happier cat or what?
Well, I think so in general. There were things he had access to in the States he doesn't quite now. Like for instance, like we don't have screens here. Like he's never an outdoor cat. He's a purebred Siamese. That's a whole other thing. Like trust me, that it was an investment because he was supposed to be bred, but to make money. But because my good friend of mine talked me into it because she had a female Siamese and yeah, that didn't work. The only thing he got from his girlfriend was the love of chewing plastic bags. But he didn't quite have the the manlyhood to make my money back. So yeah, let's put it that way. So anyways, yeah. So he would be able to sit in the window screen and watch birds and stuff like that. But here, here but he's able to go out on the balcony and stuff like that, and yeah, he loves it a lot. We did everything to make him comfortable. Like there's this rug that was just a horrible rug that Katie's brother gave us, but he loved it. Like it was the kind of a scratch thing, and he got his whole thing like that. And the thing was a fucking wreck. But we moved it all the way to Portugal just for him. And then we just moved apartments and moved in December, which kind of brought on maybe the seizure or whatever neurological thing is, because like he had to rethink the whole environment, and he's old, so it was fine when he was like 3 years younger, but I think that just like it was messing with his brain a little bit, because he's he's already losing his vision and stuff like that, so he doesn't have quite the wherewithal, so he's kind of already had an internal map versus because he can't see very well. His eyes are very cataract and stuff like that. So I think that threw him off. But I didn't really have room for this carpet, so I just cut a swatch of it long enough to put in front of the window so that he had a place to lay that was his comfortable spot, that was that he knows is his rug. And so we've done everything he can, and but like he can't be spry enough. So my daughter had me buy these beanbag chair things that she doesn't use anymore. Now that is in our bedroom, so that he can get up onto our bed by so we just make sure he has a way, because he can't make that leap like he could before. So yeah, we make sure that like he knows he has he doesn't have to straighten himself too much. But yeah, he's doing very, very well. And like the time that he puts in the chat where I really thought it was a goner. Turns out he probably had some sort of neurological episode, but he really looked like that was it, and that's why we rushed him, because he was like collapsed on the floor, couldn't breathe and gasping, and it looked like he was having an aneurysm or something like that. It like was just completely out of it. But as I had him in my arms, as Katie was driving us to the emergency animal hospital, he suddenly kind of came away, and then by the time he got there, he was still like just like completely stunned, but he just bounced back. So yeah, we had to tell him kind of what happened, but yeah, he was gasping for air, and like, but yeah, so it was probably just something,
yeah. And what's deemed as a funny turn. That's what he had.
Yeah. So but that never happened before. But ironically, the workman I had around that day was telling me about a story about his cat. That one day he had someone coming by, and because he was petting my cat, and said, "Oh, what's his name?" And I'm like, "Oh, wow." And then he's like, "Yeah, I had a cat like that," and sadly, he ran the driveway, and then collapsed, and like that. Turns out he had a blood aneurysm. That was the exact same day earlier in the day. He told me that story when I found Lionel collapsed like that. So I'm like, yeah. So yeah, maybe Lionel overheard that story and decided like, yeah, watch this. Watch this.
Did you give him an Academy Award? Like,
yeah, I'm gonna get Ken to carry me and put me in a car and carry me away. So yeah. So yeah, I should just got him a feeding couch instead of but yeah, so like, but it was just ironic that like the same day he told me about his cat that just like suddenly ran out and like had an aneurysm in the driveway, that Lionel collapsed. So like I was already thinking, blood aneurysm. So yeah.
Well, I mean they're expensive, but you can't help but get attached, especially when he's been here for 18 years. For God's sake, I mean he's just been a fixture, hasn't he?
My kids are 13 and 14, so they've never not known him. So yeah, and he's known them since they were babies. So, but I do know that for instance, he had the cone 2 weeks ago because they had to put him under to do a biopsy about the skin thing, and it turns out he does have an autoimmune deficiency. But like, what the hell are you going to do at this point? So, but anyway, but they just wanted to do a little test because they were testing him for fungal stuff. They just didn't want to test him. They didn't want to be treating him with like pills for stuff he doesn't need. And anyways, so he's been wearing this cone. But then we brought him in. I thought he was going to get his stitches off right away. Like, no, you got to keep the stitches on, whatever. We just want to check his progress. And then like, well, can I take the cone off? He asked me if he could take the cone because he's miserable. And they're like, no. I'm like, well, what about if I'm keeping an eye on him? Can I take it off? And then if I'm leaving the house for a while, put it back on. Like, okay. As soon as he got home, I took it off, and that was the end of that. We didn't put it back on again because he's an old boy, and any day because he's left. Like he doesn't need the stress of not being able to lay down and all that other crap. So yeah,
the
cone of shame. Yeah, I get it. I put up with it for the first week, but then after that, it's just like, oh no. Yeah, you know what? If he eats his stitches, he eats his stitches, whatever. Like it's better that he's able to like be comfortable than worry about him tearing open a wound. So I'd rather deal with that. So yeah.
No, that's fair enough, definitely. And you do have to think of quality of life is the thing. So,
yeah,
but 18 years is quite.
Because I mean, I can make him miserable for some time, but like 2 weeks is like no, like this cat needs to be out of that thing. So
I couldn't have a cat again after I think we killed about 6 cats in about 5 years, something like that. We got through an inordinate number of cats. Just unfortunately with the kids, it was really bad.
I would say fuel costs what they are. I understand. Yeah. So yeah.
Throw the cat on the fire, will you, love?
One in the cattery and had to pick it up from a freezer, and then the fox dug it up when we buried it.
I'm sure before you moved, before you were known as Solar Pete, you were known as barbecue cat Pete. Yeah, so yeah.
I'm quite glad we don't have cats because they're really bad for local wildlife in terms of they are probably the most damaging animal you can have on your land.
Yeah. Well.
Not your cat, obviously.
I have a purebred Siamese who's never been outside a day in his life.
So he's not.
And he's only a purebred because I was supposed to make money, not lose money on it. So yeah. So also I'm allergic to cats, and it was a gift for my wife. But Siamese adapt, like they kind of adopt and are very loyal to one person. And he accidentally chose me, so he's my boy, but not by design. So yeah.
But then we have cats that die in that we've got a local sewerway in the village, right? And you know that little calf, Gary, that goes down a slope like near there? It can get really smelly if we've had loads of rainfall because the drain, and then the rotten corpse of the cat smell.
Well, cats get flushed out.
Yeah, kind of get flushed out. Yeah, or they piss in it. Either way, it's not good. You don't want to be at the end of a drain where you've got wildcats anywhere because they kind of do that. But Phil was really upset. Well, we've got a friend who had.
By the way, even in Cascais, there are feral cats everywhere. So like
there are all over Portugal. And they're very successful. They're really successful, just like foxes. They're incredibly successful in cities because of the way that way that they kind of eat and the way that they behave. But I don't know. It's cats can be.
I assume that, because North America raccoons are like, holy shit, they like what they can do in a city is amazing. But yeah, Portugal is lucky that because they can get into anything. So yeah.
I think our
It's
two
little
resident,
hands, isn't it? That's what it is. Raccoons, they can undo anything. It's like, imagine them picking locks or something like that.
No, they're constantly inventing raccoon proof this, raccoon proof that, and then
Never works.
no, because then it'll work in tests, and then like give them a couple weeks, and then they all know how to fix it. Like it
Yes.
just matter.
Oh
Like,
yes,
well, it's like some company comes up with like, okay, this safe is that whatever, and then every safe cracker, like 2 weeks later, everyone knows the secret. So yeah, and then off they go, and nothing is secure. But yeah.
I mean, to us, we don't have raccoons, but they always look so cute.
Yeah.
But I bet you they're not.
Oh yeah, and actually, they've been studied because there was a theory that that all like medical studies and stuff like that was making a huge mistake by using monkeys and rats and stuff like that. That raccoons would actually be a better like as far as like meant to do like kind of different tests like that. So they studied them, like thinking that like, oh, maybe we'll get some insight. It turns out they're just as dumb as anything you could imagine, but they just have a real talent for
Dexterous hands.
Well, but also just like the determination,
Yeah,
to stick it out until they can crack something. But any other, give them a maze, give them a what, like they're not more intelligent than a similar biological creature, but they just have the dexterity and the wherewithal to freaking solve a problem. But only that. Like there's no other like
really.
Yeah. But they just have the determination and, like Garbo said, the dexterity to be end directed. But anything else, that's all they do. So yeah.
Well, the thing that gets me is
every brain cell they have is in getting into your trash. They don't waste any other energy except for anything else. So
the one that gets me is octopuses. I mean, they say they're quite intelligent, but how can basically a scrotum with tentacles have that much intelligence?
Well, I mean, there's
Yeah,
people. No,
are you telling your scrotum is that his own intelligence? Yeah.
Well,
It has its own logic, its own intelligence, its own.
They are. I mean, they are intelligent.
And its own morality. Yeah. So.
I've got two pheasants that have just taken up residence just outside our window when we're getting up, and they've only come along in the last couple of days, and then we've got mongoose, fox, also, and the deer, and all sorts of other stuff. And you can see some animals, and you just think, how on earth? Like the red-legged partridge, the dumbest animal, laziest, dumbest animal that I've ever seen. And it's just because they have so many babies. That's the reason why, is they have fucking big litters and they're lots of prey to loads of things. But inevitably, a few of the dumb ones survive. So there are really dumb animals. But I must admit, the foxes out here are so much nicer looking than the ones in London. And Lee was telling me that they're urban foxes now are becoming a different breed. They're mutating in an incredibly rapid rate to do with like wheelie bins and all sorts of things that they're obstacles that they have. But the foxes here are just beautiful. They're not, despite the number of ticks and God knows what else that we have, they don't have the mange and the fucking horribleness of like London foxes. And they're smart, but they're the boldest animals I think we have, but the mongoose I think is the most amazing killer. It's just reason why we don't have any cats.
Oh yeah, I was excited that Lee told me there were mongoose there. Oh, by the way, I actually just pay attention to the fact that people are actually watching, and we have comments. We're actually getting engagement. So we went viral. We're now being picked up by we're being picked up by CNN Live as like breaking news on raccoons and foxes. No, some of our familiar folks are here. I pulled up Nubinet earlier, who I said hola to, and Square of the Shire. Simon's here, and then he chimed in back during the Falcons talk because this is how far back I didn't engage him, and then he did want to give a RIP to LP, and then he's chiming in about, oh yeah, well done at the Tractor Fest. So that's on you guys.
If I could drive a tractor like that when I was pissed, I'd be well happy. I really would.
Oh, Gary, what I love most.
Okay, pissed in one leg. These are gold.
There you go.
Okay, yeah. Haven't been to a public. I mean, like you guys keep going about this. I'm just gonna read. There's only like a couple. I haven't been to. All right, whatever. Must have gone private, and then. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Little man. I forgot. We got the new we Simon there. Yeah. And then okay. Okay. Got that. I'm sure you guys understand what Dimso is all about. And then okay, this is a part I want. Really funny videos about Skippy the raccoons. Yeah, like raccoons are like, oh yeah. Yeah, if you look up anything about like Toronto and raccoons, apparently my former northern neighbors, Toronto is like the raccoon capital of the world, and they suffer from thinking they're smarter than raccoons, and can do that whatever. But anyways, okay, you guys go on. But drunk, driving tractor, no matter how many legs you have. Whether you're an octopus, I would love to see you drunk with 8 legs trying to drive a tractor. I think next year, if I make my way up there, I'm going to put you in a full octopus gear and
drunk.
Where you have joysticks to control all 8 of your tentacles. And just plop you on a giant tractor and like see how long you go before you roll over. Yeah. So
Gary, did you see the call center bit one?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. So what was it? Waiting time 3 hours.
Yeah,
I love that. That was fucking fab. And the decoration probably wasn't as good overall as last year, but I think the actual little parade and the little bits, that little feed bit we had in zebras and Bifanas and stuff, that was just lovely. I really enjoyed that. But the best bit was probably the booze truck pulling up with Rafa. That was an awesome load to have. I thought that seed thing was just brilliant. Genius idea. Why don't we think of things like that?
I don't know. We should do, really, I suppose, because we're not allowed to. It's illegal. That's why.
Yeah, well, with the mayor, it's legal.
That's what she said. She said, "Fine, that's fine with me."
He sure did, absolutely. So, how many cups did you think?
How many? What? Sorry.
How many cups?
Oh,
I
think we've got to be talking liters now. At least I would have thought.
No, definitely
not. I think that was a hot day. I mean, the thighs looked a bit swollen to me. So.
All of us swollen by the end of it, won't we? Bloody hell.
All right. What are you guys on about? Like, because I'm living vicarious.
No, it's fine. It's all right. Me and Gary always.
I'm sure it's fine. Yeah. So you had Garvel. You had how many liters of Belmont cheese for your birthday? Is that what you're saying? So
no. So
I assume that when you were up there, that Pete gave you you know what? Belmont's now making a liquid cheese
Oh, that
drink.
stinks, man.
Yeah, like she like drink this for your
Gary,
birthday.
you didn't have for breakfast that morning. I gave them some of the Solera cheese, you know, the world cheese.
Yeah.
And I've still got half in my fridge, right? But having half is never good. So now everything in my fridge stinks of this fucking goat's cheese.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's not good. I've got to get rid of it at some point in time, but I can't waste it. So I think I'm going to have to do some sort of cheesy pasta with it. It is good. It's quite kind of nice and creamy. So I'll do a whole little.
The starter I had at that restaurant was the Rabasol cheese, just literally across the road from Panilla, and that's nice cheese as well. I mean, that's quite high on my list as a really nice cheeses, especially with a bit of honey and some walnuts. That is just.
But Gary, I hate to say it, but my favourite cheese by far is the fact that we can get lovely mature cheddar from like Aldi and Lidl and the vintage stuff. Oh, that with a bit of Liam Perrins on top with on a bit of bread. It's just I still love it, honestly. But goat's cheese is nice on occasion, but can be a little sharp. I've had too many school trips with kids that have bought goat's cheese on the first day, and by the fifth day. You go in and it's like, you know, that cheese shop at the stop of the Estrella, that's like a tenth of how fucking thick it can be. And you get all the kids puking and the goat's cheese smell. I think that's just scarred me for kind of sophisticated.
Probably might have something to do with it, I would have thought.
I think so.
Yeah, well, that's good to know that's a you problem, and so
it's the organizer of the trip, man. Honestly, Goat's Cheese Factory should be on the very last day of the trip. There's no way you should put it any closer than like if it's a hot day and you've been to Goat's Cheese Factory.
Wait! This is a multi-day trip. It wasn't. Yeah.
Oh yeah, these are school trips to France. I used to go because I could get cheap.
Okay, yeah. Like like this wasn't a day trip to like 45 minutes out to like hey inner city kids, you get to see a goat. Yeah. So
well, the kids like it because we used to get the parents to sign waivers to say that they could drink. So in France, you can drink in theory when you're 14 in a bar or a restaurant. In England, it's obviously kind of 18. Really.
Well, also you get unpasteurized cheese, which some. So I do understand that Pasteur was French as well, and that's it's kind of it's gastronomy versus the actual scientist, but because obviously you have to like know someone to get raw cheese in the U.S.
Well, just go to French markets, I suppose. If you just go to
my former downstairs neighbor, who I used to watch his cat all the time, which was so well. Actually, my dot was supposed to watch him, but that meant I watched him. But he was just downstairs. It was an outdoor cat, so all I had to do was like refill the food bowl. And maybe if the cat didn't run away, kind of pay attention to it, but just basically make sure the water and food were full, and it was outside. I didn't even go in the house, but he owns a fromagerie in Lisbon. It's like one of the best. He studied cheeses and stuff like that, and stuff like that. So. So it's God, I forget what were we talking about just a second. I just like lost my mind because I was started thinking about the cheeses. But I'm just saying, yeah. So but obviously he'd always bring me a nice spread to thank me, and he forever owes me because then I asked him to return the favor. When we went to the, we were gone for a few days for the man cave barbecue, and I asked him just like, why don't you have a look in online? Or just because he's an older cat, just like make sure, because he's also like, very. By the way, a little advice: I named him after Lionel Messi. If you're gonna name your cat Lionel, make sure you name it after Lionel Richie, because he's more messy than Lionel, because he is like the clumsy, couldn't impregnate his girlfriend, and also like he's so he like he what should have been his spouse, she can fly through the air and land on things, and he just crashes through things. So he very easily could knock out a water bowl, his food, like on the first day, just like this, because he could knock the shit over. So just check in to make sure he's not dehydrated, because he knocked everything over, and he forgot to. So now he's forever guilty that he forgot to pop in.
The thing with my cats, right? You give them lovely food and bowls of clean water, yeah, and then you find out that they're drinking out of a puddle over there, and there's a mashed up old mouse over there that they've half chewed. You think, well, what am I paying all this money for? You know what I mean?
Yeah. He, him being an indoor cat, and us being in an apartment, he doesn't have access to as many puddles and mice as
Then
as
you've been saying.
then he has a cat given right to. So yeah.
Gary, have you had loads of beetles? I did the pool today, and I must have pulled out about 150 beetles, and they were really big. It was like, I thought, honestly, the mummy had returned or something, because it looked like I'd been invaded by scarabs. It was kind of really strange.
Oh, those big beetles, those big black ones.
Yeah, those really big black ones.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's weird. Like the season's here, and we've had more of that shitty Saharan rain. I hate that. As soon as I wash the car and I've got all the bugs off, suddenly that stuff fucking comes along, and it just looks filth again. It's terrible. But I'd got a good burn done, and I trimmed all the top of that field. So, well, I say I did. It wasn't quite me that did it, but
No, just say you did it. Don't break it. My heart moved when you said that.
Oh no, and I burned, and I've got the coolest tool now, man. Honestly, I have to show you this mini chainsaw. It's fucking fab on a stick.
Like Garbo, we know that it's more likely he got a new tool that is that he was standing on top of a hill.
Just for a moment there, I saw him in his trimming gear, and my heart kind of felt something go. And then he said, "No, tool. So give it to somebody else." Or no.
I was looking for it just behind me. My God. There you go. Oh, it's lovely.
Sorry. I'm glad you took the guard off. It looked like a big sex toy or something to me from me.
Some things have attachments, Garbo.
What they do here?
You can angle it on top of a big rod, so I can put it up 5 meters, and it's plenty big enough for most of the trees that I've got. So it's really good. It's just going to save me so much time. So I like it. It's fab. And I kind of feel it's just nice to have it instant. With like a petrol one, it always takes a while to warm up, and they're so fucking powerful. The still one I've got is just, I went too manly on it essentially. So this is perfect. It's great.
All right, I'm not going to try to fall an hour behind the comments. Hold on. So we got She's comments before we move off that. Okay. Muska is a good dish. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah,
it's a great dish.
That's a nice one. Best we can hear is Red Leicester.
Red Leicester is nice. I can do a bit of Red Leicester.
Yeah,
quite nutty, quite different sort of taste. Not as like cheddar, but a nice cheese in its own.
Yeah.
Oh, strong cheddar is just lovely. It's just so nice.
But I like blue cheese as well. So.
Okay, and this is about your new tool. That's why I was trying to be relevant. And then we got a newbie so she chimed in.
I don't think she's traveling now. She hasn't been too well lately, so I don't think she's traveling at the moment. So
well, she was our first comment, and then that was it. She asked about how we're doing.
Yeah.
And I think we answered that through the evening. So yeah. But by the way, happy birthday! Did you guys do anything special?
Who?
You. for
Me?
your birthday?
I don't. I did wonderful special things on the Friday. I went out for a
Well,
break.
let me. Pete, did you do anything special for Garfa's birthday in his honor?
He
Well,
did.
try-
Last week he did something pretty special.
Okay, no, but Garbo, yeah. So
The
the
curry.
yeah.
You missed the curry. You missed the curry, man. He done us a curry, right? And there was a spicy one and a not so spicy one. And it was. I love curry, right? And I've got a fairly good
Oh, yeah.
tolerance for spices. So
Also, my understanding is you have a very good curry spot if I come visit you. So yeah.
well,
Well,
it's
I'd
always
say
you've got to.
Yeah,
Birmingham.
if anyone's going to tomorrow,
But
you know,
manage good cook. Yeah, we know
Garba's got to go. Yeah, when I was up, I went to see Pete once. It was when I first moved here, as my kids want to see animals. And by the way, I think some of the guys went to Cindy's for a thing, and I had been to her place because we were there when the new piglets are born, which are now like significantly inbred.
Well, yeah, well, they're kind of gone.
Yeah, so
She's moved. She's sold. So she only
yeah,
sold
yeah,
it.
yeah. But yes, I was up there. I was up there once, but yeah, Peach, whipped together, a very nice curry and some stuff.
Oh,
for the kids.
different,
Yeah,
yeah.
so, as anyone who's been there, yeah, he's quite the host. So
He is. I'm fair play.
as long as you avoid whatever new tool crossbow or whatever he has,
Oh,
yeah.
Christ. Lee could have got a baby Bambi. I'm really gutted that venison would have been lovely, but he was
Well,
very
I asked him if he killed anything, and he said. Then he told me all the stuff he saw. Wait, Newbie Nuts, chime in. Here we go. Show. Okay, not horrible.
Oh
Ooh,
no.
tiny cancer. Okay, now Pete has that saw if you need anything else removed. And then my energy's almost back. Oh, okay. Well, best luck. And but when the country, yeah, there you go. But stay home. Yes, newbie that. And also, my understanding you're government workers, so hopefully you have health care and you're not a temp who's not covered by anyone. But if not, let us know, and I'll give you my vet's number. See if I can squeeze you in.
Well, I think the important thing is sod the rest of the world, newbie. Just concentrate on yourself, get yourself right, work up from there.
Yeah.
That's what I would go for.
Yeah,
I would agree with that. Definitely. Absolutely.
And I mean, the important thing is you to live the best life that you can, and try the life that the things that you can change. With this grand scheme of things going on, it's so crazy. There's nothing you can do to change it, right? But you can do small things in your life to change it. Live your own life the best way you can, as healthy as you can, or just experience this, experience that. Just start small. That's my advice.
I would say the voice of reason, Garvo. Yeah, because when I was dealing with all the crap about how difficult it was to actually to do the freaking nitty gritty stuff, I heard Garvo's head constantly, and I've told him this.
He said, "Kill them all now, kill them."
Yeah, and I'm like I need to get there to stop him from now. No, I heard in my head, just get here, and so like all like my worries about like what about this, what about that, and like just get here. So honestly, Garvo, I heard your voice in my head, and so yeah, just like what Garvo says, just experience it, and then it'll work itself out, or Pete will solve it with some sort of tool he'll order online.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Definitely. But
Hey man, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Oh yeah, she's trying. She's trying.
I mean, there will be a certain rate that don't like it.
Yeah, she's chiming in. Oh, but by the way, yes, Simon's gave his oh shucks credit. Sorry, but Nubia saying 26 years stayed in below me. I'm good with healthcare. Plus, I'm Calvert. Yeah, I like from what I know, yeah, that's not a bad situation there. So, and also the fact that not every state has the same kind of healthcare, but California
Well,
is.
I'd say with Diane's healthcare, with private and public, they've been brilliant, to be honest. So the heart thing.
No, but we're talking about the states where basically,
Yeah, what I'm saying is,
it don't take much to bankrupt you. So yeah.
yeah, but I'd say the healthcare here is really good for most things, to be honest. I've been really impressed, and I think you'd probably say the same. Go vote for Linda, wouldn't you? Really, to be honest, they've been really good.
Absolutely.
So I'm glad we're all in a situation where we've got decent healthcare, because there are so many people in the world who haven't got anything at all. So. And are dying of things that we would consider quite trivial. So
usually the most vulnerable people, who haven't got a lot of money, they're the ones that suffer the most, aren't they? Let's be honest. So,
well, in a lot of societies, I think Portugal's really good, to be honest. I think there's loads of things, even on that tractor fair, that showed how socialist it is. Like the public spaces that we used to have lunch at and stuff like that, and to go to. Those sort of places don't really exist anymore. Certainly where I was living, we used to have public toilets and public greens and parks and things that we'd use more of. Now we have royal parks and things that were free are now charged for. And I don't think the healthcare system is fit for purpose anymore back in the UK. I think it's probably the same in the Algarve during summer, but I think, you got to choose where you are.
Well, Britain decided, it'd be more efficient if we privatized it, exactly. Oh yeah. So we'll privatize public toilets. They'll know how to manage it better without government waste and stuff like that. Yeah. So yeah.
It's just things, and like roundabouts. I love roundabouts in Portugal. I love all little tiny things. So there's loads of things that are just kind of cool, just because everyone does them. And what amazes me with our areas in particular is how much a small number of people get done. Do you know what I mean? Like there's only a few. And they still do.
Since we have at least 2 loyal listeners, I'm just going to let them have their chime. Oh, by the way, I learned that I can do a poll now, but I have enough to figure out by keeping this thing running, since I'm not exactly a veteran at this. Lucky I'm near retirement because the job market sucks. Yeah, and then and I think can afford to retire early, but not sure I want to do that in the UK. I would look at someplace where your money goes further and that you can keep your money, whatever. But that is all kinds of other complications, and also depends on circumstances. So, all right, and then we got it's just broken. Mom's death in the hospital. Is going into inquest. Disgracefully. My father was on his way out, but there are things that turned out that his doctor ended up in immediately afterwards ended up in a scandal for malpractice and accidentally letting patients die and stuff like that. My father had one thing on top of another, so there's nothing you could really point to other than the fact that I winked at the nurse and had a private conversation about maybe it's time for the morphine that actually took him down. But then that doctor, 3 months after my father died, committed suicide, even though he was young and had 2 small children. So my mother thought about following up on that. I'm like, just let it go. It's like the amount of time it would take to at the U.S. to get into that. So then, so like that's unfortunate that mistakes are made, and of course, sometimes people in the U.S. will even if they're not any possible situation will sue. So then everything. All the costs go up. So either one way or another, it fucking affects everyone, whether it actually is negligence or if there's a suspicion of it. But just everyone just pays. So all right, and okay, here's Nubinet with I was diagnosed in October Okay, great. So it's all done. Tiny surgery and radiation, paid well. Medical leave. Okay, it
Yeah,
does. Make
situated
electricity
in
price of
Portugal.
Portugal.
Pete's
Maybe
I mean,
better.
You pay a lot more. France is more privatized. You pay more. I think the difficulty is now, I would say, there's two places that are much better at treatment than anywhere. Well, there's a continent that's a lot better at treatment than anywhere in Europe or America, which is Asia. They have far more patients. The doctors are far more. They have far more freedom to practice what they want, and therefore many of the best treatments I've seen have been in Asia. And there are whole hospitals. I mean, like you think Turkey is advanced, but there are whole hospitals dealing with a whole number of treatments that are way in advance of what you have in the States and way in advance of what you have in Europe. But you won't be able to get there soon. At the moment, the crisis in terms of fuel in Asia is a lot worse than it is here, and they really are running out of fuel pretty damn quickly. And Australia in particular, but the rest of Asia is not far behind. So it's certainly not China, but the rest of continental Asia, I think, is really suffering. So those options, where I was thinking, oh, if I've got a weird cancer, I'll definitely go to Asia to get treated. Maybe are going off my radar now. So
Well, plus when they pull the tumor out, you would sell it at the market. So anyways, wait, we got one more about this, and then I will chime in, not about the medical thing, but what they were talking about as far as financially retiring. I would say keep your eye out, because these things are evolving. Like everything is very slow in Europe to actually pass laws, but things are shifting. Like a lot of attitudes and things that are advantageous here. And Portugal might not be available, and France is actually making a lot of things more available. I would avoid a lot of things Spain right now, but France is looking more and more attractive. And I know someone who used to be in our group who's going to be moving to France, in soon, or at least says they are. But I have tend to believe him, but because of the tax situation. So because it depends, and of course we've been here long enough that we're under different regimes. So it's evolving, just very slowly, but some countries are changing things because there are a lot of people looking for a better place for their retirement dollars to go. So yeah.
Well, in response to, sorry, Pete.
Oh yeah, but I don't know costs in France. We get quite a few French moving out to this area, and the costs in France are
my cheesy fromagerie neighbor. He moved here.
Are much more expensive than Portugal, and there's a lot of other things that are more expensive and more difficult, I'd say, than Portugal. We came here when we all came. You had the NHR, which I'm still part of, so it's still taxes is capped at a certain percentage, so it makes it a lot easier. I think it's more difficult now, and I think you've got possibly there are possibly more impeding kind of factors. But yeah, France is great. It's a lovely country, but financially, I think it's quite tricky sometimes.
Of course, the U.S. citizens are a different situation from anyone else because
you're double taxed.
Well, yeah. So sometimes how they act about that can just be that little cherry on top. That's a little turns out a cherry coal up the ass. So it's just we're paying the U.S. taxes no matter what, unless we want to make a statement.
In answer to Simon's question there, right? I mean, if he took early retirement, totally. Right. But I could not do that in the UK. I could not do what I've done here in the UK. I just couldn't afford it. Right. Here, my pension covers enough to keep me quite comfortable. The prices are a lot lower. The food is of better quality. As we've discovered, what you kind of invest in the local community, you'll get back tenfold. So quality of life is better. Healthcare services, Coimbra, I don't know whether it still is, but it was one of the top 10 hospitals in the world, right? Especially for things like cancer and heart surgeries and that sort of stuff. It was up there with the big boys. And even if you use the public health service, it's equal to, if not better, than the NHS.
Also, like, we use private. Like I use private just like when I want to actually see someone. But anything that's major, it's always recommended to use the public because and also the doctors, the private and they switch back and forth. It's just that like
yeah.
If you want an appointment quickly, you do the private, but the best like actual serious treatment is the public hospital. So yeah.
Well, there's another example. In the town, we have a private hospital, Santa Celia, right? Now, if you want to, advance quick and get yourself seen, the consultation will cost you maybe about 35 euros. Yeah. You try that at a private hospital in Britain and see what you get charged.
Di's heart surgery.
You're talking to someone, but Nubia, she probably has the best health public care, like government, long time government employee in California, but yeah, she's still paying more than anything we can imagine. So yeah.
Yeah, we've got the best healthcare plan we could get over here for the two of us, which covers virtually everything. And Di's private operation for a heart, so fairly major surgery, getting a new heart valve placement, that was 42 grand. And that's a lot cheaper than you get in the States. I mean, the heart valve itself is worth about 25 grand, I think, of that. So it's not an incredibly expensive one. But I just think the fact that you're seen fairly quickly, there are certain areas where I personally just think Asia's way ahead in terms of just treatment, especially cancer treatment. I think there's innovations that I think probably could have saved one of my friends last year who died of skin cancer. But I think, the thing is your healthcare is up to you. So you have to kind of seek out. Now we're in a world with much more information. You have to seek out where you're going to get the best treatment. So ultimately it is down to you. And the one thing I'd say with the Portuguese system, which is confusing for those people who've been using the NHS, is that you need to bring all your documentation with you whenever you go for anything, because information isn't shared the same way that it would necessarily be shared. Yeah, you do. You literally do. I've had to text Di loads of her stuff just because you have to share it with the anaesthetist, with the surgeon. There isn't the communication that you'd naturally have in the NHS where it'll all be on file and recorded for anyone to see. So
honestly, it isn't that universal, but it's so much universal. Like within at least within a network, that any of my doctors know what the other one is going on, because that is the kind of unique for the U.S. We're getting some of the weather, but I do have a quick question for Pete. So if Di can get valve replacement, do you think she'd be willing to go to the U.S., have it removed, and then come back and get a new valve?
If that was the
year.
best place for it,
Yeah, good. Do you think you could get her as a heart valve mule, and just like maybe put 2 heart valves in her? Yeah, exactly. Here. I have a take that one out. Sell it to that.
In terms of smuggling opportunities,
sell that one to the rich Texan, and then put
with the latest.
Put this Asian one my husband picked up off the street in Singapore. pop that one
No,
at me, and we'll
it's
solve
been-
this one.
I was in Bangkok, and
Oh yeah, even better. Yeah,
you see loads of people going for surgeries, and there are reasons why people go there. Aftercare, you've got to think about where you're going to get it and what you're going to do, and that's going to be an important factor. But I just think there are more options now for all of us than there ever were before, and ultimately sharing information. The reason why Di had the valve replacement rather than why she had the keyhole surgery rather than open heart surgery, and she had the replacement where she was still awake when they were doing it, is because of the information she found out online from people who already had it, which we didn't have access to 20, 30 years ago. And I think we should be really lucky that we can. The fact that we can find out so much from people who have had the ops, know what the after effects are, and make an informed decision from that is so much better than just accepting what the doctor does. And I think the issue with Portugal sometimes is that you're in a very compliant nation. You saw that with COVID. You saw that with loads of other things. They don't challenge doctors very often, but the doctors are more than willing to discuss it if you do want to challenge them.
Also, your best case scenario, you're talking to someone who survived. Because you're like, go and ask the people who've had it before. Hey, that one is not available currently because they haven't been.
And technology moves on. Like Di's dad.
By the way, by the Nubinet, I'm going to give you guys a little thing. Nubinet works long time for government that's relatively. Known for providing very good health care, and this is what she pays pre-tax, and that comes out of her salary, but it's 1,400 hours a month, and I believe Nubinet is just Nubinet, and that's per month.
So this is coming out. This is coming out of her money, not the company or the department she works for. So she's still paying £1,400 a month from her salary.
Yeah, and mind you that this is subsidized. So not subsidized because she's poor, but subsidized because she's government. So she's getting a very good rate that is part of the California government, which is larger than it's one of the 6th largest. It would be comparable.
I'm just trying to
it would be like the 7th largest country in the world if it was independent, and so that is a major broker. I'm sure each department's different, and it doesn't matter. But the point is, she's getting the best deal she probably can get on healthcare, and that's how much it costs per month for a single woman. So,
truth almighty, I mean that's.
I mean,
okay.
we pay,
and mind you, I had to support. I had to pay out of my own pocket for my health care for a family of 4, and per month it is more than my mortgage here. So
God, I mean.
And that's just, that's for health insurance, and you have to pay deductible. Okay, interesting point. My mom died because the information wasn't on.
This happens so many times. It really happens so many times. But nobody ever gets made responsible for it. Nobody said, "Well, you fucked up," and nobody's ever identified for that.
Yeah, sometimes papers back up.
Yeah, it's worth bringing everything with you. Honestly, I mean, I managed to get Di.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're in Portugal, so I'm sure. Yeah, you all have a drawer of packets of one's medical, one's IDs, and you take out the pinch of which one you need. Yeah,
the portable filing cabinet.
Yeah.
You know what we need? We need
I have filing cabinets. This is the one that's like packets of folders of here's all our IDs. here's everything related to our house. This is everything that. Yeah, so we just like how thick do you want to grab? It's like the mafia. Like how much money do you need? Like,
Do you know what?
How thick? Yeah.
I've got to make a statement here, right? And hopefully you'll agree with this, right? The biggest killers in the world, right? Number one, stress. Stress will fucking do you one way or another.
Yeah.
Too much stress will do, send your blood pressure up. It will do your heart, and you will die. The other thing is bad diet, right? Bad diet will fuck you up. Come to Portugal, right? And both of those things will sort themselves out because it's going to be a lot better, because you're going to be a lot less stressful, and you're going to eat fucking better quality food and have a great support network around you if you invest in it.
Yeah, that's very true. I'd agree with that, definitely.
Oh yeah. So Nubia's backing me up about the fact that she's got a good situation. Yeah,
Sweet.
But yeah.
It's the most expensive place to live in the world. Oh my god, it's just. I remember my niece went to Switzerland, and she was struggling because one chicken breast, Gary, was 48 quid from the frozen department in the supermarket.
Yeah. So in context, Nubianet, who's paying that, is basically the Swiss Miss of a healthcare situation. So, Pete dropped.
I think you might have gone through or something you don't know, do you?
That
was a quick one.
I haven't dropped. My apologies there. Okay. Oh, anyway.
Let's be honest, right? As you have come here, especially you, Kent. I mean, this is probably more so to you. How have your stress levels decreased, increased, or whatever? Yeah, coming to Portugal has been for me. I like fucking work, and suddenly I choose. I know I still do a bit, but I choose to do what I want to do. So I'm not particularly stressed about it because I'm in charge of that. And I know that I'm eating better because I've never ate more fresh vegetables and such a nice quality of food ever in my life. So for me, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
God, those
I mean, people talk about food is great in New York and stuff like that. That is the upper gourmet things. Everything else sits on a truck for 10 days trying to get into the island. So that so what everyone needs is like it's like whatever raw stuff that then is like chemically brought back to life and put on the grocery shelves because it had to be trucked across to wherever because it's not growing in Central Park, so yeah.
But then, Gary, I also think that although the quality of the ingredients is great, some of the cooking can be great, absolutely amazing. I went to an amazing restaurant today, but I just think my issue sometimes is variety. But I'd say it's much healthier just because of the fact that you haven't got the option of takeaways that I would have had in London, right? I would have had a million takeaways I could get at any time, and that's healthier for me. And because I grow so much of my own food, I think that's also got to be much healthier, So,
yeah, I was telling Nubianet because my sister lives in California, in Marin Valley, but out in Bolinas and stuff like that, and she's a hippie gardener and stuff like that. So any chance I get to just to taste actual vegetables that taste like something, not that is approximately the color and just pumped or whatever. It's so newbies, but anyways, or do you guys want to do around the horn? Or you want to keep going because
now let's come up to the right time. We've done about a couple of hours.
Because it's just the three of us, and I love hashing out with you guys. I do need to Garvo. I want to have curry with you, Pete. You have to make that curry because I want because I know you and and you
it's
and of course
lovely.
yeah, and your kitchen's got every little like whiz thing, and now that you have a hand chainsaw, I'm sure that yeah, there's no pumpkin squash that you can't make a quick meal out of. So
Oh God.
yeah, like I can just imagine you like you know what, let that thing grow because but it's not a challenge. So yeah.
No, I don't know.
Yeah. You guys want pina coladas? Here, let me grab that coconut.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, they're like
Oh
yeah,
well.
like yeah, you can make it. You can make a whole chainsaw meal with that thing. So yeah.
Oh, chainsaws are great, but scary, but they're fucking really handy. As you know, Gary, you've had far more recent activity with chainsaws than I have, so I don't know. But the strimming, I have to admit, sometime I'm going to have a strim off between you and Lee. But it was just lovely. It was really nice sitting by the pool having that curry, and it's always lovely having you on the land anyway. So it will be neater the next time you see it. It's just been concentrating on pruning really, rather than
Yeah.
any of the
I
tractoring
I,
stuff.
I would love to get my hands on a heavy duty strimmer because I only use like a little like little garden hedger stuff like that and also yeah exactly I want to put the wire on it and see what kind of hatchet I can do on that thing so yeah
It's
and also,
huge, yeah. I mean,
yeah
I
yeah
much for the blade, but Gary, if you get decent 50 mil square bands, it's not too bad. You can get through some stuff with it. It just depends.
I'm not going to argue, right? Because it has a specific job to do, right? If you've got heavy scrub or whatever, right? Yeah, to get through, fine. Yeah, lovely. But if you've got grass and just clover and stuff, right? Your line strimmer is going to fucking go through it like 10 times quicker.
Well,
Yeah.
I would give a tip. I have no idea what you use here, but I know in the United States, someone tipped me off instead of just using like a regular line, but to get they have this like uh, probably hexagonal
Yeah.
shape, so it's got the hard edges. So like and that
Yeah,
thing
you
fucking that thing ripped it was a good hard plastic that thing shredded things that shouldn't have
they have a blade.
lot of branches that had no business being involved and
They have a blade wonderful.
went down that day so RIP so yeah so
That the blade here called the Destructor is fabulous at getting rid of brambles and shredding them. So if you're going top down, it's awesome.
Yeah.
But I agree with you on some of the hexagonal or even the square lines that you can get that are thick enough are great. It's just most of the crap you're going to buy is going to you're just going to be constantly tapping it and replacing it. So
the last time I used this was suburban New Jersey, which can surprisingly become a jungle in a heartbeat if you don't keep an eye on it. But not the same as the grand outdoors of central Portugal. But anyway, I'm going to pop the comments up. I'm going to figure out where the hell the banner is for final thoughts, and then we'll wrap it up. And then you guys can chat all night for all it's fine.
Well, strangely enough, I've got some strimming to do tomorrow. So,
oh yeah, so I'll spend as Pete knows, I'll actually break my back because my kids were supposed to pick up acorns to feed the little piglets. They lasted a good 15 minutes, but I put my back into it for a full hour, hour and a half, and I filled up many a bushels for because I will fucking work if I need to. So all right. Let me pull up these last comments because we actually have people chiming in because somehow we're engaging. Hold on a second. They're actually having their own probably conversation, but we'll
good.
By the way, I have the ability to post a poll for you guys, but that's just one too many things for me to have to keep track of. So
Keep it simple.
yeah,
Stay
yeah.
simple.
Like if we had 12 people talking about something I didn't care about, I would
You could.
I would post a poll like, what should I chime in to change the subject or something like that. But we're not there. So it sounds like a good situation. But I'm trying to figure out where we were. California's problems. Harder than ever. Okay, yeah, we'll talk about the damn language. We all relate to that. Yeah,
Language is a
yeah,
fucking I'm going to agree with that. It is a nightmare compared to French. French is a lot easier to learn.
no, well, I'm just saying, the more of you come over, the more we can change that language. So
I didn't know his ancestors were from Maria. That's
yeah. That's down the road from Garvo, and so is Doc still living there?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You know, I never saw him. Like he was a chat buddy, like not just online, but you know, well, online, but not just on the internet, but God, not just on YouTube, but privately. But anyway, so hello, California, my folks are mountain people. Carmel.
It is strange, you know. A lot of people from California come to live in central Portugal because in certain places it is very similar in its look.
It is, and my sister and my older nephew finally came to visit because at the time I had overlap, and so I said we could come anytime, and of course they milked my mother and she paid for their trip, but they stayed with me. And unfortunately, everyone got sick and it was raining. But yeah, they got to go up and down got to see the coast. It was a shorter trip than they wanted, in the sense that they were like 2.5 days in bed, type of things. So yeah, because they caught something, but anyways, yeah, because I wanted them to see, because they live on the coast.
Yeah,
in Northern California, it is eerily similar. Pauk's not good. Okay, and then United States has some beautiful moments. Yeah, there'll be places in Western Pennsylvania where old steel towns died and stuff like that. You know, you question, you know, human sensibility and aesthetics in general, but yeah, in general, there's some just gorgeous places.
I'm glad that Nubinet thinks I'm a lot of fun now.
I like that.
And you know, we learned where the Austins are all about, but we'll use the spoiler. Perhaps next week we'll reveal the origin of the Austins. So and maybe that they have their own tartan. So okay, and then you've been to Texas. Yeah, I have to. By the way, Monday I have to play Texas Hold'em, which I do not like. No, I never played in my life. I played a lot of poker, but I told them, like, I know how to play poker. I have no experience with most things Texas, so yeah, there, not my thing. But I will figure it out, because it's a social thing. All right, wrote one back one day, and then thank you, Commodore. Oh yeah, well there we go. That was actually gonna be my post, was who is their favorite host, because Lee had me like about 5 out of anyone who's ever hosted. So tonight's not my best night. But Austin needs some food. Okay, great. Yeah, and then must be yeah, exactly. But also there were a couple people coming in from Austin that I know, just because Austin being awesome, and California is going to Austin. Then therefore, anytime people come in, some people got to get out, and so they're here because they got displaced from Austin. So, and
I'll be back in 2 minutes. Just give me 2 minutes. I'll be back. I'm coming back.
Okay, yeah. Pete and I, we're gonna transition. to final thoughts, but right now, yeah, free for all. Like, how did I do as a host? What should we talk about? Who is the now? Everyone's gone. Who is the worst house guest, and what damage did they do to your place?
None at all. They were lovely, and I had no problems whatsoever. To be fair, so no, it was really good. To be honest, my pool kind of semi-exploded, but that was entirely down to my own fault. So I should have just checked what I had under the cover. But that's fine. So no, it's all really been really good. All the hassle.
They had a splash about, right?
Well, no, Clinton did some lengths, and me and Lee just jumped in it was pretty cold last weekend. It'll be much warmer now, so we've had a decent bit of heat. So yeah, it should be kind of.
Well, yeah. I mean, also depends on when you're there, because as you know, especially now, cool country, warm sun, like that.
Yeah.
It's like if I was in this room, I'd be like tearing this shirt off, like during the day, because it's like I have that sunlight, and then as soon as the sun starts going down, it's like So
especially if it's a clear night, which I quite like, to be honest. I like sleeping somewhere a bit.
But so you need the get the temperature up since especially I don't know. Is yours is still salt water, right?
Yeah, salt. So
no. I know that has to be a certain temperature, but does that take longer or shorter to heat up?
It only works. It only works the salt.
No, but I should know if that affected how quickly it heats up with solar.
I don't have a heater in it at all, so I have to.
I just mean like
I have to wait until
I know water boiling that it might boil at a different temperature than I didn't know if salt water heats faster or slower.
Water boiling depends on your altitude. So our water here boils about 99 degrees, but depending on how high up you are, if I was at the top of the Estrella, it would boil probably about 7. Depends on your.
But trust me, the saline level does affect that the boiling point as well.
But I'm not going to boil the pool, am I? So but the chlorine, it only converts the salt into chlorine at 15 degrees, 14, 15 degrees. So there's not much point in having it open before then, because you don't want to be. I want to make sure that obviously the water's clean. So there you go. And French cuisine is lovely, but you can also get awful French cuisine. Gary, where's the worst place you've ever eaten in France? Have you ever had anything really dodgy?
I've never really done France, to be honest. It's never. That's probably because they don't like us so much. But I think they get a bad. They get a bad press, and I do like a bit of French cooking now and then. But I still don't think it's the best in the world. I'd have to go to the Middle East or or Thai food for my own personal taste, because I think it's just such an arrangement of spices and flavors, and so I'm biased really.
French food.
I always go with the I guess really early late 19th century, early 20th century gastronomical researcher who basically said, fuck regions of countries. It's all based on what they use as fat. Do they use butter, olive oil, lard, whatever like that? That is the distinction, because you'll find similarities and differences. It doesn't matter the border. It's just like what is the cooking fat? And so and then if you go to Thailand, it's gonna be like either palm or coconut oil, and so it's just going to be so it's going to be more that direction. But I agree with you. I love Thai food, but I love a lot of cuisines. But I think kind of thinking regionally about Mediterranean would be like olive oil, and then you got your butter region, and it makes sense that because all along that road, because each one, like you can't just divide it. Like when you get to France, suddenly they're changing the cuisine. When you like they don't just like, oh no, we don't cook that. You cross the border. So like we don't have that herb. That herb that herb got stuck on the fence that you had to
And Gary,
cross.
I'd say like one of the
Yeah, because the borders are
I've been
the
to
borders are yeah.
times,
It's just all the
one of the best
farms
cuisines
like
in
with roads,
Asia
so.
is probably French influence. So Vietnam, that
Yeah,
I
well.
actually prefer Vietnamese
Yeah.
food to Thai
Oh.
food. I think probably just because I've been to Thailand so often, I've had so
Oh.
much Thai food. Yeah, but I'd say
No,
Vietnamese food
no,
is pretty interesting. And that French influence, especially with the beer, I love the French beer that they have. Kind of that is all over Vietnam is just beautiful, really nice, especially like the fresh beer and stuff. But I'd say you're right, but there are what's a problem is.
Oh no,
you say that the French
Pete,
are
Pete, I just want to say
cuisine's like
Vietnam, the way they use some like especially the if you get an incredible Vietnamese sandwich.
yeah,
Oh my
with the
God.
French bread.
I like with the French bread,
So-
which somehow they do better, flakier, and like they perfected.
Oh, well, no, so-
A baguette. Like they might not carry it as with the same savoir, but the baguette is so much better. But that
even
oh my
France.
God, it is to die for. When you combine the Vietnamese ingredients on that bread, it is exquisite. So
Wow, and yeah, banh mi are lovely, as you
Yeah.
experienced, Gary, with like the people there. But yeah, banh mi in Vietnam are fantastic. But they influence cuisine in Laos, in all of the places that they kind of colonized as well. But there's so many nice regional variations. And Gava, for curries, you were really spoiled in Birmingham. Birmingham has a reputation for having the best curries in the UK, really, to be honest. So certainly the best balties. So you were kind of spoiled when you were back there. It's just like, pretty good.
But
you know.
All right. I'm gonna blow through the comments while you guys chat because it's about food and we all somehow.
Yeah.
I've never enjoyed salad.
We can't help but care about that before we wrap up. So
if it's more than
plus people are chiming in, Mediterranean, but I would to say, Mexican food.
Yeah, Mexican
I'm running,
food.
I'm running low, so Nubian, you might have to have me fit you for a heart valve or a cancer treatment because I might need a influx. I'm running real low on. I have one place I get some hot sauce, but I'm fine on dried chilies, but I'm running low on the instant gratification of different habaneros. So
tell me what you want, Kent. I'm gonna have a look in the local store here. We have a great.
Well, also, like I'm incredibly good at making things. So but because I live in an apartment building, I thought about like finding a good place, but like everything grows here, and I've been talking about to Mexican friends of mine about like what if we pool in together and share crop some stuff like that, because what happens when all these spicy peppers come in, you end up with a freaking lot of them, and so unless you want to get to a canning situation, but then you're going to need some serious goggles when you start trying to process the whopping habaneros and stuff like that, so that you're not making you're not making pepper spray. So, I mean, I love eating them fresh, but if we split up, because one plant will like spit out like 20 peppers, and put a few in, you get 5 people interested. It's easier to split those up than have to
Well, I've got
try
a friend
to.
who's got chili business. You've met him, Max. Max and Lois
Yeah.
both
Yeah.
on that. They do really well out of their sauces. He's got a smoker as well. It helps if you've got
Yeah.
smoke. Definitely is better with the view.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, and I was obviously, like I can treat things all. I got once in a while I get little things going. All right, French American, or love it. I was reading this quick just as a courtesy, but also because we care. But
Gary, the chili, the hot one you ate was with my chilies that I dried myself. So I grew them and dried them, and they are. I always think you get a nice hotter sauce. But I was impressed. Linda got through most of that. But the thing I noticed was like the chicken, because we get it from the local butchers. It's just so much more dense. You don't get all that fucking horrible kind of water crap.
It's not injected with water.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, it's just Persian is my favorite, but
You
all
spoke to Frank.
It's by the, okay, so me being in Cascais in a condo, I seriously need to grow some. Like I had all this stuff because you can get herbs here. In my fantasy, when I first moved here, I was riding my bicicletta down to the Mercado and coming up with loaves of bread and all kinds of fresh herbs. But then I realized that with all the roundabouts, I would die here, I would die here, I would die here. So because where I particularly live, it's not. I could do it, but statistically, it would only be a few times. And then, but anyway, so Persian foods. But I these need to get because I can get I can get every herb, but everything grows here, but nobody's growing like specific things. Like for instance, you like Mexican food, like. Mexican oregano is not oregano. It's just called that because the Spaniards thought it was oregano, and so it'd be nice to get some of that, and then also just like be nice like Persian food, like throw a little mint and stuff like that, and in there that you can get, but it's not just like something that you can just like. Shovel in your cart. All right, Lebanese food, yeah, that excellent. There are, if you like, Nubianet, Persian food is probably available. Lebanese food, I know a couple of spots in Lisbon. If you come back and don't contact me on Facebook, but actually contact me in a way that I'll see. All right. Yes, everything Mediterranean. Yes. And that's we are nearly there. So and we can grow all that, and our olive oil is exquisite, and olives as our bar none. And Pete's got his own olive orchards. That's Square Eyes. So
I'm not sure what ME food. What's that? Should put ME food.
I know. He might be talking about like him because he's like talking like he's from Nottingham.
Mexican now.
Meat food, but it could be Mex food. That makes sense. Sweet, sour, salty, but maybe it's Middle Eastern. I'm gonna go with Middle Eastern based on the context. Especially love the fish, yes. Mexico food, great food journey. There's
it doesn't.
Mexico is
very bad.
It's one giant burrito, and all the regions have different things and different things that grow that are.
Do you know what I hate is
basically if you're visiting any different region, there's a different thing I want you to bring back.
Instead of using proper corn in tacos, Here they use wheat flour, which is shit, right? So if you go to
Yeah.
Mexico, you get proper corn tacos, which are actually quite healthy because you're not eating gluten, you're not eating kind of
Yeah.
some of the
Well-
things that you're eating normally. But
Well, Pete, the flour ones are only in the very northern part of California, which is it is for a very specific purpose. But also the corn, like now it's like, there's different heirloom corns and stuff like that, and because there used to be thousands of varieties of corn, which there can be, because some of them are preserved.
there's
But
no non-GM
but-
corn grain anymore. So basically, there is
no,
nothing.
but there are some things available where, where you're getting you're getting a nuttiness and a different depth of flavor because well, here we can't get corn, which I need to solve that problem for my daughter because one of her strong memories is shucking corn with dad on the back porch and grilling it. So here there's just like field corn, which is like usually feed the sows. It's not like the sweet corn, but I know I can get it from somewhere. If not, convince you Pete, to plant it for my sweet little daughter.
No, I don't know.
So everyone's with Nubina. I live in New York, New Jersey, and all the national. Yeah, you can get most things anywhere, but they all had their own super store of mega Korean mark, mega Japanese mark, mega Chinese stores and stuff like that. Everyone's spice in my area. I live across the street from a Korean market. I love Korean food. Nubia. Okay, the North Asian market, like African markets. Because I'm very tight with the Ethiopian community, and they used to give me all kinds of bags of their I cannot remember it right this second what the name of it, but their main spice blend. Okay, cilantro. Yeah, it's very easy to control. Yeah, and coriander from seafood. Also, there's I have to be very careful because I want to grow some espezote, which you can only kind of use fresh, which is good for making black beans, but it can overtake the entire country of Portugal if I don't contain it because it also grows like a weed. So like I know this, and I want to be a responsible immigrant and not just like plant it wild. Okay, all right. There we go. Yep, exactly. She said this away. That's what I'm referring to. It's a necessity, but it could become a national nuisance if I don't teach them all how to make black beans the proper way. Okay, and then Middle East. Yeah, that's what I thought. I guess maybe they're catching up with us. African food with your hands. It was awesome. Going to Harlem where I could just like go to Little Africa, like not literally. But you could just bounce from a Nigerian restaurant to a Kenya restaurant, and I had friends with direct like they did not ancestry but like directly from there who would show me where they go. So all right. Even EU corn is not that's a seed issue. But there's a lot of like smaller proper more indigenous related that they're all integrated into Mexico, but the people who are deeply connected to the ancestry that still have the good kernels. All right, anyways, for beef, because in Northern California, that's northern Mexico. As you know, all this is arbitrary. Like I was saying about borders, because
regional food.
yeah, because Mexico went up, and then there was an ill-fated attempt, and then and then of course the U.S. grabbed a big part of it, and and we'll see what tomorrow brings. How much more we grab? Okay, beef. Different. There's different corn varieties and styles, and and different softness and dimensions and stuff like that. And it's and they are it's a reasonable thing, where it depends on what the hell you're wrapping, how the corn is, because it could be very, very, very soft, or not a Taco Bell like hard shell, but a firmer corn. So okay, sweet corn is amazing. I'm originally from Illinois. So that was just when you never grew it, because all you had to do is like walk down the street and someone was trying to give no, but you could, but someone's trying to give you as much as you can carry for $1. So and then in New Jersey is also known a little bit for the corn. Of course, I'm biased, but yeah. So I can get it from, but you could just get it from a roadside farmer and get like it basically off the field and for nothing. So, but then you got to sit with your daughter and tell her how fun and what a tradition, to tell a tale about like how fun it is to just pull these cobs and separate so you gotta make it into something that your daughter remembers and wants to do again, because she remembers that from her daughterhood, because you got to do the labor. Anyways,
I have no idea what that is. Bulgogi.
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah, I know you, Pete. You're muted.
I love bulgogi. It's fantastic. It's a Korean dish. So there's loads of cool Korean dishes that are just absolutely fab. Like I love, there's a whole load of they have a rice kind of cake, which is like nothing else that you'd ever taste, which is chewy and spicy and lovely. I've got loads of them downstairs. Oh, I just love the fact you can get anything anywhere nowadays. It's awesome.
Well, what's awesome is I'm not unfamiliar with a lot of Korean food, but I don't know that one, or know it, had it, didn't like it, didn't remember it. So I don't recall that one. Okay, peace through food.
You can always sit down and eat
you know what? Exactly. Until we run out. Okay. Anyways, and also even. Like some of our nicer holidays are based around sharing food.
Wow, man! 2.5 hours in comment. I like that. And
you know what? Right? Who doesn't love food?
As you can tell.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Okay. All right. Let me figure out these banners, and let's wrap it up. Of course, you knew me that. These Not Here, so women are welcome, and join us.
I want to know what Pete's got there.
I can put the link up. People are welcome now, because
we haven't seen Matty.
If you've been watching for 2 hours, you're one of us. But anyways, we're here. I'll put this up real quick, Nubinet, you're actually welcome on screen. Although I'm sure you're wearing your well, yeah, it's like it's the afternoon for you, so whatever. So, anyways,
Nice.
and then
I want to know what Pete's got here. He's
all right,
showing
how was your week? We already did that, and then
heart lungs and stuff.
like and subscribe. I already did that because I'm gonna give us a like. So
Cool.
I did that for already. Love and support the show. I don't care. Allegedly, Lee already left. And
Well,
then
then, yeah.
final thoughts. This is the one I'm looking for. Okay.
Where do you want to start?
What do you have? You can teach you. Are you teaching me how to teach Texas Hold'em? That's the only thing I care about.
Well, in theory, you could.
No. Well,
But this-
no, because I don't care. I know how to play poker very well, but I know how to play with the guys that my father went to the Air Force with in the 1950s / early 60s, and there was no Texas Hold'em. And that's a 1990s TV, 2000s TV thing. That's not real poker, and but it's just like it's a social thing with some dads, and it's only for like, for dimes or whatever like that. It's not for real money. So I'm just going for social, but because I have no experience of like, what the fuck is this? So where like people can put all their chips in a pot, like what the hell are you doing?
What are you showing us there?
We're like they give like, I'm all in, like
yeah. Well,
yeah,
I know.
Gary,
you know, Phil plays on the circuit, doesn't he?
Yeah,
and actually got back into it recently, which I thought kind of knew he might do. But yeah, he's playing a lot more. But he's been in quite a few big tournaments. So those tournaments you're talking about, Hold'em ones, he's qualified for quite a few. He's been to Vegas quite a few, just qualifying.
Yeah. Well, so anyways, I know how to play poker, but like, none of the mob associated / military guys my father had around that I played with when I was a young lad or whatever like that. Like that wasn't the game. Yes, that is like to me that's a TV game. That's like it's like it's like a TV version of poker. So but it's very popular. It's a different animal because it's a different strategy where
So what are our final thoughts? Because I've got to go now. So because
no. Okay. Final thought, Garbo. Let's go.
From me, I think I've said enough about final thoughts. You know what you got to do. Just do it. Okay. If you want to live, you want to live a good life, a long life, a happy life. Fucking get yourself here.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, and I live by that. Okay, and final thought, Pete. Have the guys round. Don't do it ever again. So what do you think?
No,
final thought. Yeah,
I had a really good time. It was lovely, and it's nice to kind of show. I think our community is really strong. I think what you put in, you get out, as Gary said. So I think you decide on your own fate by the work you put into it. So
all right, my final thought is I have a question for Pete, which is do you now want a bigger tractor? Do you have tractor envy? Now that you've
it was lovely. Last year it was quite fun being on my tractor while it worked. It wasn't great fun having it break down, but it was really nice being on the back of a trailer, and the way they drive and the distances they drive between like buildings. I'm quite happy that I wasn't actually on the tractor this year at all with the amount we drunk. So I was very happy to be on the back. Okay. Even if me and Gary both nearly suffered severe spinal injuries, it was fine compared to the kind of gaps they drove us through, which I think I'm all right on my tractor. I think I'm okay. I'm still quite crap compared to them. I'm really quite shit.
All right. Pete, thank you for hosting everyone. It was nice having the riffraff out of the city for the weekend. And and peace out. And Garbo, I'm going to give you the final word, which is
Up your bum.
up your bum. All right.
Good
All
one.
right. Good night.
Definitely. Oh. So, Gary, this is a body deck, right? And this goes through every single stage of your body, like a CAT scan. And it's really cool. I think you could plausibly cheat if you could memorize what order every bit body part appeared in, but you can't see it from one side. So I really like it. It's really cool. But yeah, Kent was fucking pissed up and a half and mumbling all the way through that. So, I don't know. That
Good
was
man.
impossible to get
Good man.
the race, wasn't it? So, so that was
Right,
quite fun.
Pete, I've got to go, man, because I've got to be
Yes.
up in there that morning. So
Oh, well, thanks a lot. It was lovely chatting to you, and happy birthday again, mate. I hope I know you have.
thank you for having us. You're a wonderful host as ever, and we all love you. You know that.
Yeah, and the same goes to you too. And I'm really glad it was so cool to see Linda getting up and out and doing everything and didn't stop her at all. So that was fucking awesome. And it was just lovely to share because I love that community. I think they're really awesome bunch. And
Maybe we have many more, sir. Maybe we have many more.
oh, definitely. You'll definitely have to make it an annual event. It's awesome. All right, take care. Love you lots.
See you, mate. Take care.